NBA players in like 2006, and when I go to tournaments, people would always say I looked like him. It was weird.
Does it stand for politically correct, Chris?
I don't know. I never asked.
He's a really nice guy too.
Is he? Have you met him?
Yeah, I played against him in 2007.
Is he? Have you met him?
Yeah, I played against him.
You played Melee?
Alright.
Yeah.
I thought you just owned it.
No, I played it. Yeah, PC Chris and Chudat and Plank and a few others came to Rochester for a tournament. So I got to play against him. I beat his Falcon with Bowser, and then I don't think I took a stock off him ever again.
The funny part is that you said Bowser, and as soon as you said that, I'm completely not surprised that you chose Bowser.
Bowser's my
biggest, clunkiest, slowest guy in the game.
Bowser is so cool.
Oh yeah, I'm not denying that at all.
Bowser's beast.
I like the big, slow guys in that game, because I was no good at it. I remember playing at the marathon and turning on all items on very high. And sitting down and being like, let's play Melee, and Trihex played with me and started yelling. Like, why are items on? I was like, oh, because the game's not fun. The game's fun with items. He was getting annoyed.
Wait, why does Solomon's Key say 34 hours?
It doesn't.
It's a very long game.
It's a really long speed run. You guys don't know about this game?
34 hours, 55 minutes.
It's only 50 levels. How long can it be?
The formatting on the cell is all wrong. It just keeps adding zeros.
Hi, by the way, George. Were you George?
It doesn't matter. George works.
Because, you picked a name that's not your real name, but it's also already a name.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with that.
Just call me George.
It's George. You'll respond to George, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Until the show starts.
And then he won't respond at all. Yeah, I'm used to that. I remember the Quest 64 episode.
Yeah.
So guys, hi. Alright, moving on.
What do we say?
Oh yeah.
What are we allowed to say?
The love boat soon will be making another run. God, I love this song.
Turbo Bikes and Battletoads and Double Dragon. Is that close to a skateboard?
Yeah, that counts.
Did you not get the GIF? I found a GIF. It's the flippy flip thing.
Yeah, we need more than that.
Oh wow, you guys have been finding a lot. Let me grab some.
Don't worry.
Wow.
Most of those.
Okay.
You can only click on the bottom one of those.
And sometimes they appear randomly huge in this program, so we'll see. That's okay.
You're gonna
in this case, it cuts it off, but if I put it on the bottom right corner, you can't tell.
Aha!
Oh,
look at that.
Smart. What about bouncy skateboarding? It even says skateboarding on the picture.
That makes it okay then.
Sure. God, this monster is so goofy looking, but it fits perfectly. So I think I'll keep
does. I'm so glad.
Yeah, the monster is a great addition. Oh man,
he's good stuff.
Whoops, I didn't start the timer, so we are behind. But that's okay.
Oh, no.
It's still working.
It's alright. The love boat soon will be making another run.
Quick audio test here.
hello.
I love the idea of you answering every telephone call you get like that. Hello? Who is this?
Where am I?
How did you get this number?
No. Who is this? Is what I say. Halfway through. Hello? Hi, Mom. Who is this? How did you get this number?
Alright, Patrick, we're going to call you in a few hours, just to let you know on the results of your medical tests. And there's the phone. Hello? Hi, Patrick, it's your... Who is this? I don't
Regardless
know
of
any
context.
doctors. I'm going to hang up.
How'd you get my name?
Who told
A
you
while
you could
ago-
call me Patrick?
Like a few months ago, somehow this like spam telephone something place got my phone number, and I called and they're like, "Hello, is this PJ?" Like, yeah. They're like, "Oh, we're calling because you have a credit card registered as a Visa, MasterCard, or American Express or Discover."
Good
Like,
options. Or did you say no, it's Diners Club?
I was like, none of those have PJ as the name. They're like, well, we got you in the database here as owning. Like, how'd you get this number? How'd you know my name? They're like, well, it's on. No, it's not.
It was probably really just Zach SK wanting you to ask you some
Probably.
questions. I just wanted to chat.
Did the reverse prank call?
Okay, so tell me about your router and the ants.
Oh yeah. So, I've been out of town at my parents' house for a few weeks,
Right.
just because there's no one in Alfred. But I go back to my apartment every once in a while. And so I went over there, and my router was completely covered in ants. Like, it's a white router, and it was black. It was just a shroud of ants, and my router is like 3 feet away from the kitchen. I'm like, okay, these are the stupidest ants I've ever seen. Why don't they just take 5 steps this way, and they could have as much food as they'd like?
Huh.
So I like shook them all off and vacuumed them up, and they like kept coming out of my router. It
I
was,
don't think you vacuumed. That was your solution.
Vacuum them out, sure.
there's no better way to get rid of a whole bunch of ants than a vacuum.
I'm sure there isn't. I would have looked at it for a while and then properly submerged it in water and then been like, oh shit.
You can't submerge the whole apartment in water. I just shook the ants on the floor and then vacuumed them all up. And like once they got on the floor, they were just like confused and they started like circling around because I had no idea where they were again.
So, like, what is it about American houses that you actually get ants inside of them?
Well,
Like,
I think
because it happens like a bunch, right? Like ants are a serious problem in houses and kitchens.
Pretty
I
much.
think
Do you not have doors, or
It depends where you live, I guess. If you live in like a city area, you probably don't have ants. But if you're out in the, there's woods nearby, what do you expect's going to happen?
well, like, I mean, I don't know anybody. If someone here had ants in their kitchen, they'd probably be poor and wouldn't be able to afford a kitchen, so they'd be homeless. Like, you don't get ants in houses here. Maybe it's because we build our walls of brick, and the ants can't drill through brick. They can drill through whatever you build your houses out of.
Oh, I'm sure the ants can do anything they want. They just
Okay, it looks like that's coming through.
There's probably
I mean, all
because
it
my
takes is
router's
a
on a shelf
small-
and they can't get to it.
all it takes is a really small hole anywhere in your house.
anywhere, a little crack in the foundation, any place.
Yeah.
You
I
have
guess
no
there's-
idea.
in your
So,
basement.
I guess my house is crack-free.
I think
Crack
your
free,
house
that
is just
can't
so
be you.
uninteresting that even the ants don't want to go in.
Well, I mean, it's probably this GameCube I've got out here. They don't want to come near it.
It's probably all the dead ants that you stapled outside your house.
I cut their heads off and put them on tiny cocktail sticks and have them on a wall outside my house. They're warnings.
Good.
And I write messages in all ant blood, which, I mean, is pretty hard because there's not much blood.
You need a lot of ants.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
My apartment is like surrounded by trees. Like it's basically in the middle of the woods.
Is it a tree house?
Yeah. it
That'd
is.
be incredible. Do you sleep in a hammock?
Yep.
In a tree house?
No, it's just a really big spider web.
Oh, well, man, a hammock. I want to sleep in a hammock one day. It's one of my dreams, things to do before I die. Is like, one is perform on stage, The other is like come to terms with living, so that when I die, you know, I accept it and I'm at peace with it. And then the other is sleep in a hammock. I think they're three
Wait,
pretty good things.
Perform what
I'll
on
be
stage?
right
I don't know, man. I had
Like film a porno on stage, or
on stage anything in front of a live audience.
Just perform, sing,
Perform, to
dance,
perform.
tumble.
well, that'll be in like 10 years when the Sunday Sequence Break gets its own television slot.
That'd be fantastic.
Graveyard shift on that one channel that isn't broadcast.
Right after Easy Feezy's late night sexy cast.
Yeah.
Well, this will be the TV show that's based off the movie that's based off the game that is spun off of our show. So, by then-
Sunday Sequence Break, the game. Awkwardly shuffle your way through several different games you don't know a thing about. Set up a segue, but get it wrong.
But get it wrong. I found some more gifts, but they're bikes.
That solves our problem entirely.
They're not even from the good
Shut
BMX
up.
game. This is about what is this? Look at bike surfing. What is that?
It's awesome. That's what it is.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs? Oh, it's
How
not
weird
here.
that you linked Dave Mirror Freestyle BMX GIFs and Garrison asked about it.
Wait,
Dave
what?
Mirror's freestyle
Oh,
BMX
he
is a
really
bad
did just
game.
ask.
BMX Triple X. Do you remember that game? Holy shit.
Garrison is my hero now.
Can we speedrun that? BMX Triple X? Let's get on it, man. Do it.
I'll find a copy for $0.25.
That's his only criteria for speedrunning.
Oh.
Can the game be purchased for $0.25? If yes, do it.
Oh my god, BMX Triple X was something else. Oh, aggressive inline too.
Aggressive Inline was also a bad game.
It would be a good game if the mechanics were good, because the level design is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, but the mechanics are awful.
So you're saying it would be a good game if the main fundamental basis of the game was good?
The
Yeah.
level design is amazing.
You can't say that about every game. Like, Razor Freestyle Scooter, there's no saving it from being a bad game. But I speedrun that game anyway.
I can't believe I forgot how many of these games exist. I know.
It's a game called Ugly Martians?
Wasn't that a TV show?
Wow.
I know I've got Matt Hoffman's BMX over there, which I loved because you could grind, backflip, and then carry on the grind. Which is fantastically realistic.
Disney Skateboard Adventure is actually the Tony Hawk 4 engine, so it's not terrible, but the level design isn't good.
How about Tony Hawk for Game Boy Color?
No.
It's a racing game.
That's what Douglas and I were talking about earlier.
I thought that's what this show was about.
No.
Yeah.
I found a Tony Hawk on N-Gage. I almost used the R word.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know my friend had that. He bought it because Tony Hawk's games have been on just about every console released since they came
yeah?
out.
Is it on the Wonder Swan or Super Graphics?
Were they out when the first Tony Hawk's game came out?
Who cares?
Because if they were, they would be on it. It was on the N-Gage, for Christ's sake. They had versions of it. Do you remember when they brought out the phones with like color screens and polytone ringtones? They had Tony Hawk's games on those.
I found another one.
Oh,
That'd be
man. Yeah, those bikes don't count. That's
Harry jumping.
Paul Harry.
Is he on a skateboard?
I can't find the skateboarder from Paperboy. I want the skateboard kid.
All right. I put in Harry. 30 seconds till live.
Yes. Pitfall Harry! Today is a great day in the history of Pitfall.
Oh, he's that little guy up there.
He's jumping around.
He's waggling.
Okay.
Oh, that's the Adventure Island.
Oh, that's the Adventure Island guy, right?
Nice.
I will find Paperboy Kid.
Des, dude, when he speaks, you're meant to shush.
Nez, come on.
Come
That's
on,
Duck
Nez.
Fist's one line.
It's his only
Play it
line.
again.
Do you want to do
Start
it
again.
again,
Do you want to try again?
Start again.
Boot
Sunday thick of the
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the
With
Sunday
this.
Sequence Break. It's episode 18. Can you believe it, guys? We reached the big milestone.
Big
18.
18.
The big 1-8. Now we can,
We're legal in the
yeah,
US.
legal in the US and we can drink in the UK, and that's a perfect combination if you ask me.
Just go drinking, then fly back to the US.
Exactly. You drink, fly back to the US so the girls look better, and then bam,
vote.
you're ready.
Yeah, you
Gone.
better fly fast so you're still drunk when you get there.
Don't worry, you can drink on the plane. It's no,
Oh, okay.
as long as you don't drink too much and get restrained by the air hostesses.
What's the drinking age on an airplane?
Oh man.
Depends if you're over international waters or over a country, right?
Huh. So if you're flying
You're
from
over
England to
international
the
waters, I
US,
figured it would be 3.
You can do whatever.
Well, there's
You can
no
marry
laws.
Each other.
So you show up in America completely wasted and you're
You know, I don't think that's how it works, because otherwise having sex in an airplane bathroom would be allowed, because there'd be no laws.
It depends.
think
If it takes a long time, it might kind of go in and out of legality.
Hey, look, when we started, it was fine. Just because I practiced and I'm pretty good at this doesn't mean you should send me to jail for it. Alright, what were we talking about? It's the Sunday Sequence Break, episode 18. Fantastic. Just wait till I have
We're
to
starting
think
again.
about
It's
it.
okay.
It's
We'll do
okay.
whatever.
Welcome to the Tony Hawk's episodes. We'd like to put out a disclaimer. This is 3D Tony Hawk games, so no Game Boy Color, no N-Gage. I'm
What?
sure there are others. I'm sorry, PJ.
I'm out of here.
I wanted to tell you after you'd compiled all those notes. You did. You were working so hard. I didn't want to stop you. So yeah, obviously welcome to the show. My name Flicky, as per usual. We got PJ over there somewhere. Yeah.
Hello.
Yep, there he is. That was also Duckfist at the same time, if you're wondering. There's Feasel too. Anyone want to chip in for Feasel?
Oh. Hello.
Wow, there we go. God, we're gonna have to keep going deeper, alright guys. Then we got there's Kamikaze. You gotta go deeper than that.
Hello!
Well done.
Pessimist.
And we got George, who's gonna go even deeper than that.
Hi.
There we go. Fantastic job, everybody. Welcome to the show. Recap now. That's what we do. Hit that split. That intro was pretty good, minus the random chat about airplanes for a while. It's fine.
We had to start with filler.
We had to
Because
start
we've been
with filler.
skipping it. We had to get the filler in early in case you changed your mind later.
Exactly. So PJ, what have you actually? No, I don't actually know what you've been doing this week.
Ah, see? Stumped ya.
Stumped? Do you know? I
See,
can't
I-
even.
Once
had
we
that
actually
final
want to know.
Yeah.
My goal this week was to stump Flicky. He said he had no idea what I did.
Well, and you succeeded.
Thank you. The strategy was to not do anything at all.
Right. It worked out.
Actually, I applied for a whole bunch of jobs, which is exciting.
Oh man, well done.
I I actually finished routing Super Ghouls and Ghost Advance, and then I decided I probably don't want to run it. But hey, it was fun anyways. How'd you get that photo of me?
This is
I
from
thought
one
I
of
was
your
right.
job applications, isn't it? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I would be good police officer because...
Look at my mustache. Also, I can skateboard. It's PJ.
It's PJ.
Yeah, so Mecharichter and I have been playing a lot of Battletoads and Double Dragon too.
Yeah.
Well, also, because there is no Battletoads and Double Dragon 2.
No.
Getting your hopes up.
So that's been going really well. I've been working on a one-player route of that too. I'd probably be ready for attempts in like, I don't know, a week or so. There are a few things I really need to run by the Tasser and see if he can help me out.
Hmm.
But
There's that quick kill.
yeah, that quick kill, I can't figure it out. I was able to do it consistently back when I played it like a year and a half ago or something. And now I can't get it even with frame advance. Like, that's just not possible. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
So
you
I
know,
can figure it out.
I wouldn't put it past you to destroy an emulator as well.
Oh yeah, did I tell you about that?
Oh god, go on. No, I don't think
No,
you did.
Mecharichter and I, we were playing, I forget what day it was. It doesn't matter. It was a few days ago, and we broke the emulator doing netplay. Like, we created so much lag that the emulator just crashed. And I went to boot it back up and play, and it won't load ROMs anymore.
Oh no.
At least you could just get a new one, I suppose.
Yeah, I had to re-download it. I actually broke it, though. That's the second emulator I've broken.
Impressive.
You're not. So, what? By the way, you remember that game? It's in beta. They asked speedrunners to test it.
Right. It was advertised in the forums.
Yeah, yeah. And you're in that, right, PJ?
Yeah.
How much have you destroyed that game, or have you not played it much?
I don't know how much I can share.
Well, I don't know. I just a simple yes. I've broken it a bunch, or no.
Very yes.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know. That's fine. I don't want you to break your NDA or anything. And what's that game called, by the way? I guess we should hype it up a bit while it's here.
Camera Obscura.
Camera Obscura. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a really, really fun game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
speedrunners aren't going to like it because all the glitches will be completely ironed out by the time it gets to the rest of us.
Or intentional. And
all of them.
the gold or the platinum medal times are going to be by people who are probably better at the game than you are. Anyway.
It's like Exa was playing this one game, Offspring Fling. That's what it was, which is an amazing game. Has a great soundtrack too.
Mm.
But like the developer times are like frame perfect.
That's fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
I know in a lot of games they always have like the developer time, which is like a secret, and it's usually way beyond platinum or whatever the highest medal is. Like I know there's a bunch of developer times in Crash Bandicoot 3, and you have to really break the game to get them. I don't know how they did it. It's pretty impressive.
That was it was really impressive because Exo would like he'd do like a really smooth run of it, and he wouldn't even unlock the developer time. Like, you don't even have to beat it. You have to get within, like, some percent to unlock it. So you know what your goal is. And eventually, he unlocks, and it's, like, 3 seconds faster than... Like, what? How?
Alright.
Great.
Fiesel, what have you been up to?
Oh man, actually, it's been a pretty busy week for me outside of gaming. I'm actually looking for new apartments, so I
heard rumors about that, yeah.
around. Oh yeah. Did you?
Taking the cat with you?
Yes, exactly, and any other ones that I can find. Basically, when I leave, I'll try to lure all the cats into my car and see how many I can make off of. That way, I don't have to buy any more.
No.
At the new place, it's better than.
What's the point? There's plenty of wild cats. Why buy any?
Your car's run by cats, isn't it?
Right, it's propelled by. There's like little hamster wheels inside.
Yeah.
But,
Alright.
mostly, I haven't actually done much streaming this week. I've been practicing a lot of Super Mario World
You
and
you
playing
streamed.
the hells out of Hideline.
You streamed something last night. I know.
Yeah, I did. And that one, getting back to Zelda 2 after taking 5 or 6 days off was
Yeah.
actually not as bad as I expected.
Because I noticed I didn't get an email about it. I just...
Email about it from my
Normally
mom.
I get an email from Twitch. Some guy at Twitch sees that you're streaming.
And he's like, hey, Flicky.
Flicky likes Feasel, so he sends me over an email. He does it quite often. He's very good at his job. Or she's very good at her job. But I didn't get one for you that day. Maybe they were too busy watching your stream, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's just me. I'm just hammering on the refresh button at Fiesel's page.
Either way, for me, I've been trying to play Devil May Cry 3, and I played through Dante's mode. I was like, oh, this might be hard to learn, I thought, and I played through Virgil's mode, and I was like, chook, never mind, this is really easy. So I'm pretty sure I can spam my way through a run of that, just for fun, just to see how it is. Virgil's really fucking basic. You know, PJ, I told you that it wasn't mashing at all?
Yep.
Well, it could be. It really could be, because he's just that good. Anyway, yeah, I know, I was toying with that, and then I've also found out that IRC has a speech-to-text, or a text-to-speech program. So I've been using that all week. I had a stream on Saturday, which was just me and Dram dicking around with text-to-speech while I was
You have the
trying to play
Japanese girl
Splits.
voice from Nico.
It's not. I have an American lady voice though.
That's
She's like a robot. She has immense trouble saying some names and things. But what's really clever, if you type out like 1:15:42, she'll say 1 hour 15 minutes 42 seconds.
Huh.
It's fantastic. And it also tells me when you leave, so you can't escape. It'll tell me if someone's left my channel, so you can't get away with it. And the best part is, when it reads out Speedruns live, she says Speedruns live. So that's been my weekend. It mispronounces everybody's name too. I kind of want people to rejoin it so I can give them a new name. But that's basically my week. Part of it was actually practicing a game. The other half of it was dicking around with speech to text to speech. Anyway, Nez, what have you been up to?
I borrowed a PlayStation and started playing Rayman again.
Wait, borrowed a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Surely even you must own one.
No, I've never owned a PlayStation.
For like 40 cents now.
I've never owned a PlayStation 1, 2, or 3.
So it's not that you think the N64 is the best, it's just that it was your only option.
I had neighbors with PlayStations, and I didn't really like them that much.
Oh, alright.
The neighbors or the PlayStations?
Both.
That's a bit of an ambiguous pronoun there.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just borrow this PS2 for like 8 months.
It's alright, they probably won't notice. And you're gonna...
borrow it and then move.
Do you get to do Rayman at the marathon?
I do.
How did you manage that?
'Cause I mentioned it in passing at AGDQ, and then Mike said it would be good to have, and so I started playing the game for the first time after that.
I remember watching you try and stream it.
Yeah,
It
but
didn't go that well.
yeah, it's until I get back into shape, it's gonna be a complete disaster. But I kind of thought it'd be bad because you don't I've never seen a platformer before where you have to earn the ability to run. Like it's 40 minutes into the run until you get the ability to run.
There was an SRL race that would learn to run, and I was
we just started doing that a couple days ago. Like that's literally that they teach you how to use the run button, and that's like 40 minutes into the run if done well.
So can you run after that?
Yes.
But can you run before it?
No.
So you actually have to unlock run. It's not just...
Yeah. It's the final power-up you unlock. Run.
Wow.
I mean, Crash 3 has that, but it's kind of different, because it's more like sprint than it is run.
Oh no, just run button.
This is just run. I've seen normal speed Rayman walking.
Yeah, it's run.
So, who was it you raced in that?
SSBM stuff.
It was stuff, yeah, that was...
Ape Escape.
Yeah. He's been going mad into racing recently. I've seen him all over the place.
Yeah. I told him to learn the cages. I was like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. And it's like, we have to get all the cages to even beat the game. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna learn it then.
Alright, good luck with Rayman then. So, how long until we expect another Dash Galaxy style run?
I don't know. I might do a Racer Freestyle Scooter.
And BMX Triple X, dude. Come on, you gotta do it.
I'd have to play that game
You've got
first.
the PS2 now. You've got the PS2 to borrow. There's got no excuse.
Yeah, no. You're right.
Alright. George, what have you been doing, buddy?
I beat Gargoyle's Quest 2, and I got a copy of Umihara Kawaii, which is kind of cool for speedrunning, but doesn't have like level select, even though it would be ideal for that game. But yeah, that's about it. I've not been speedrunning lately.
Well, that's what the whole show is about. Trying to encourage you to speedrun Tony Hawk's 3.
Yeah, I meant to beat the record before this show happened, and then I didn't do it because I'm
No,
lazy.
you can't do that.
Yeah, it's
You
alright.
have to wait until immediately afterwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because-
So I'll do it this week then.
yeah. Well, we decided that even though you requested that we were gonna do it before then, because otherwise it would be like, so you got the record and you're not running the game anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then we can't even fall back on Ness because he's like, I hate my life. I can never match this run.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's is... it must be an absolute bitch to run, but we'll get into that later. Alright. Speedrun news. Speedrun news. So we actually have some news. A bit of news. We have one bit of news. Which isn't even really news. Which
We have actual news? What?
there are
Plenty of
speedrunner icons on Twitch now.
How is that not big news?
That's big news, dude. I said, but
That's
it's
huge.
massive news. You can get Trihex's face or Cosmo's face in Twitch chat if you want.
And you can add a T afterwards, like I
And
did.
If you want, and even if you don't want.
So there you go. So there's Wind Waker if you want to be Cosmo, and the absolutely hilarious Tryhard if you want to be Trihex, which we love because Trihex is like the opposite of Tryhard when he streams. Yeah, I'm gonna do 3 hours of practice and then quit and play a different game.
Yep. 3 hours of practice on a Japanese Super Nintendo game that I'm not gonna run.
And then we're gonna do a Halo 3 marathon. But it's all good because so basically someone made those and Twitch were like, sure, go for it. So what you guys need to do is get us partnered, make your own Splinterface icon, and then we're pretty much set. So we're done. I think anyone that's partnered, if someone makes the icon, they can do it. I don't know. I don't really know how it works, but either way, show your speedrun fan attitude.
Splinterface. Way too good.
I think a Splinterface icon would be fantastic. We could definitely do
Cosmo
it.
did suggest a reset button.
Yeah, there
icon.
has been a reset. I think there's a contest to make one, a Siglamic.
Ah.
I don't know.
That's gonna ruin every speedrunning stream in history.
It absolutely is.
I'm
If
never
there's
gonna
a-
be able to stream Super Ghouls and Ghosts again.
Every reset, it's going to be 100 resets in the chat, and there's only going to be 10 people there.
Right. And the "This is the run" icon will be
Yeah.
the rest of the run.
Exactly. They need to have one or the other, though. If they have a "This is the run" and a reset icon, you're fucked.
Right,
You're
because
gonna
it
have to
just won't stop.
You'll have to do mediocre runs constantly, otherwise you're going to get spammed with
Yeah.
costs.
Just
Right,
casual
then
play.
the danger of it. People who don't have anything to say will always have something they could say. So it just won't stop.
We'll be screwed. Alright, and yeah, so then we'll do the Cool Kids, this week's Cool Kids, to continue our theme of naming the section after people who are good at video games.
Right. The
Okay.
Sunday Cool Kids.
The Cool Kids this Sunday. So I know. Oh, see, this is tough because PJ loves this game, but I'm going to assume because it's got a 64 at the end that Nez knows about it too.
Yeah, I know something about this game.
I mean, PJ, do you want to do it or give it to Nez?
How about we have a comment off? I think they should both do it, and we should just
comment
like,
off? Whoever comments
adversarially-
louder.
Yeah, at the same time.
I'm
And
fucked if
go.
we do it loud.
Okay, no. How about PJ reads it, then Nez reads it again, and we can vote on who's better, and then the person who's better can read the next one as well.
I don't want that. I don't like competition.
Well,
How about
PJ,
we
okay.
vote?
How about you go first? You go
I vote
first.
for Ness.
Okay, Nez.
Wait.
go.
No,
Wait,
Ness
wait.
can read the first one. I'll read the 100% because it's got more syllables in it.
Alright.
Sounds good. Go for it.
Nez, do it.
Alright. Ringrush this week got a Donkey Kong 64 any percent in 47.55. And since now that he's gotten sub 48, he's working on some of his strategies, make them faster. And before he goes and tries to get this run any lower, this run is really good.
Okay, so just a quick question: what frames per second does this game run at?
3.
It's not just. I say it's not just me. He thinks it looks really slow. But
No.
this is broken. It's really broken, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
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 I'm just watching it break.
I mean, there's really nothing you can even say. All you have to do is just watch the run. Everybody
Yeah.
should watch this run because this game's amazing.
Just
Amazingly
They
broken.
program like any collision detection into the game at all.
Not at all. Like checking your camera overrides every collision detection that they put in too.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just gonna swim towards this wall, check my camera. Whoops, I'm through.
Yeah. Just either see up or swim, and you get through everything.
How do people not like this game?
Well, here's the thing: is I've only watched 101% runs of this game, which are
Even those are awesome.
not the bits I've seen. I watched Addy do mini games for about an hour, and there was nothing
That doesn't
fun
count.
about
Beaver Bother doesn't count.
it.
Beaver bother, really? Okay.
Well, dude, these all those sort of sound alike. It's got to be Beaver Bother. What else would
There's
it
a
be?
ring to it. I like it.
Oh my god, what is that? That is the most.
It's the most horrifying thing.
Don't judge.
Alright.
Never mind.
While this runs video, we can talk about the next one, PJ, because it's still the same game, so we can leave the clip going. Let's do
Oh,
it.
that's clever.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Donkey Kong 64, 101% by CFox7. This is in 7 hours, 36 minutes, 53 seconds. Which is just a bit under 3 minutes faster than Lefty's run.
Yeah. He did at least 2 of these runs this week.
Yeah, I think he did one today, didn't he?
I don't know if he did one today. I saw him practicing last night for a run that he might do today. So I
Ah.
don't know if he actually did one or not.
Okay.
But he played the game for 7.5 hours. Like
Yeah,
this was
he's
actually a
fun to
record
play.
before, so I think the time was pretty decent. I mean, I have no idea what it can go down to, but 101% of this game is pretty.
It takes some endurance, I would
Yeah.
say.
That's
You
the
can
right way.
see what it took out of Wilder Jensen in his fantastic montage of highlights.
Yeah, the best clip that's ever been produced by anybody. His 18-hour marathon of 101%.
I think the best part of the whole thing is that the highlight video making fun of it was made by Marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can also watch various clips of Annie Meows's when he streamed and things went wrong. That's also a very good way of getting to understand this. Alright, so next one is Pokemon Leaf Green. This is the GBA remake of Pokemon Blue. Right? I don't know what happened that it's now green, but I guess originally in Japan it was red and green, right?
Yeah, and blue was like an offshoot with better sprites.
Yeah, it was basically the American versions, because the Japanese versions of Red and Green are notoriously broken.
Oh, and blue and red aren't.
They're even more broken than blue and red.
Alright, so my buddy, that's right, buddy for the day, Mexican Base Monkey, finally nabbed a Pokemon record, 223.29. He realised that if he plays the same Pokemon games as Worcester, he's not going to get a record.
Yep.
So he decided to pick one that Worcester hasn't run. And there you go, snagged it. And I did write down who he beat. No, I didn't. It's whoever's the SDA run on the site is the only run from before.
Ultimate Darius?
Ultimate Darius, that's it, yeah.
Oh, right.
And it's 2.5 minutes faster than that one. So, yeah, well done, Mexican. It's cool to see. We haven't had that many Pokemon records, but
No, I don't think we've had very many at all. Maybe one or two.
yeah. So, congrats.
I think Worcester just kills someone when they get close to finishing.
I think Mexican only survives by being hidden somewhere in Mexico. Is the only way. Worcester can't make that trip. It's too dangerous.
Well, no one can figure out where a Mexican comes from, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's how he's able to avoid it.
I mean, I thought it was a type of haircut, but apparently not. But
It sounds like delicious food, whatever it is.
Mexican. It's like Tex-Mex, right? Like
No, I meant monkey. Like,
Oh.
I wanted the actual Mexican monkey.
Mexican monkey. Sounds
Like in a
delicious.
taco or a stew, I guess.
It's dangerous breeding to get into.
It does sound delicious now that you mention it. Either way, there's one that I've cut the name off of. Oh, man, this game. Do you actually made a highlight video for it? I thought you gave up.
I tried my best.
Okay,
I don't know.
so I think you're the actually authority on this game now, Diesel.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Just do
let
it.
me see. Based on browsing through the run, let's get the video up there. Oh, okay. I would say it's a lot of walking around in a mansion, and there's ghosts.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're either like sucking them in or shooting them with something. And yeah, I really couldn't tell what was going on in this run, but I don't know.
He made the highlight video. He was
Yeah, I mean, it deserves to be seen at least.
Yeah, so I mean, this is Luigi's Mansion, which was a game that even Nintendo fanboys didn't try and defend.
I like this game.
No, you don't.
No, that's Luigi's Mansion 64.
Yeah.
The ROM hack of Super Mario 64.
That would be... I still keep waiting for them to make Metroid 64. One day they'll
Keep
make
waiting.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a ROM hack of Mega Man Legends.
it. That is a bad game.
So I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion. Like I watched, I watched a bit of this run when he was streaming it. So I was like, man, Luigi's Mansion, that sounds cool. And I had things to do. All I know about this game is apparently there's like a there's like a shadow of a guy who's hung himself or something. I don't know if that's actually true or if it's a Photoshop.
Probably not true.
Probably not true. Maybe someone in the chat can confirm or deny that. But either way, I think Fiesel summed it up quite well.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously I was the right person to ask about this. It's basically the Mario series answer to the survival horror genre, I would say.
Yeah, it's like Ghostbusters.
They got the horror, right?
You know in Ghostbusters where they have to like zap the ghost into the box thing?
That's what how I kind of saw it. I
Yeah.
mean, it sort of seems like that.
It's like that, but without Bill Murray. Dan Aykroyd's still in it though. He's Luigi. Dan Aykroyd was in Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Thank God. Whoa. Almost killed that one there. Alright. This one. I guess we're doing it. It's okay, we're doing it. Wind Waker, GameCube, American version, 100%, 9 hours 57. Fucking hell. 9 hours 57 minutes 12 by Demon 9, which apparently, I guess is the first person to finish it.
Yeah,
No
we've
one else
got
is
no
ever
idea what.
100% in this game.
We don't even know who put this on our list
Yeah,
because I
we
didn't
don't
do
even
it.
know. We don't know how we defined 100%. It's not on ZSR, so like we
Right.
couldn't even. Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean,
Yeah,
someone
well,
finished it.
yeah, we had mentioned last week how 100% is something that, that's just sort of getting started on, and, we'll probably see that at some point in the future.
I
This is
imagine,
people
yeah.
are poised to do it, and you got to have a starting point somewhere. So this is the time to beat, guys.
Yeah, this is the starting point.
This is what you got to do better than. It's
So
bars set real.
Demon Niners dug the foundations. You can go nuts now. But when it's 9 hours 57 minutes, you might need to set aside a few days. Alright, hey, this is the game. This is a fun game.
How is magic censored in our chat?
Wait, magic is censored?
Yeah.
What? I didn't do
I was just reading Tampa's. So Tampa says the definition he went for: all hearts, all items, all songs, all equipment upgraded, all treasure charts, hurricane spin, and double censored.
Why is magic censored?
Did you censor Holy Magic Century?
Oh, yeah, you're right, I did.
What?
Holy,
What does that
Holy
even-
Magical Century, or what's
That's
it called?
that's the European amazing name for
Quest 64.
Quest 64.
Yeah,
Oh,
Holy.
wow.
Yeah, that's why
That's
it
quite a
is.
censor.
Was Holy Magic Century? Yeah, no, I censored that. So you can't even
Wow.
say Holy or Century.
I can't say century.
I'm
What
sorry,
is this
man.
world coming to?
I'm sorry, you can't do it. When are some of the words no longer to be censored? When we stop finding this hilarious?
It's gone too far. We can't turn back now.
Well, peaches will always be censored,
Yeah,
regardless.
when the name of one of our mods is now censored in the chat. Peach is being promoted to mod last week to deal with the Wind Waker crowd. Basically, I picked people I knew who were talking, so we ended up with Nez, Peaches, Tompa. All very fine moderators. Nez Kamikaze for adding the wrong person. That's pretty much all he did.
Yes. That was pretty cool.
Oh dear. Alright. Mega Man X. Caleb Hart. That's it. That's all we need to say, right?
That's the headline.
Any percent, and he played really well and got good RNG and smashed it. So
Mhm.
he beat. It wasn't Mushy Pan. I was meant to look this up.
Right. Yeah, it was another Japanese runner, though. I think.
Yeah, and a different Japanese runner had it, and Caleb sort of took it basically, and I'm sure he flexed and said "bitch" when he did it too, or "boom" or something like that. Something Caleb.
He, I think the link that I linked to has live commentary.
Yeah, well, he streamed it, so
Yeah, he streamed it afterwards with Meta Sigma and a few others.
yeah. I asked him when he was going to break the record, and he said, "Oh, it just needs a bit of luck." And then, like later that night, he did it. So
Yeah.
it's Caleb. It's probably going to be good commentary because he did that for his run that's on the site, his 100%, right? That he submitted to SDA. He grabs like a few Mega Man X runners and throws it up. But this is going to be sweet. I saw Tiki streaming some Mega Man X too.
Yeah,
100%.
Tiki was really, really close. He was like 6 or 8 seconds ahead or something after 8 maps. Or after
Yeah.
Sigma 1 or something.
Yeah, and it didn't go. He had some bad luck at parts.
And then he died, but
And
yeah.
he also died.
But yeah, Tiki's hot on the trail.
It's cool. Tiki and Caleb back at it. We saw what
Yep.
happened to 100% last year when they were both practicing it. So
Yeah.
this could be pretty awesome to watch. Yeah, he got screwed over by that car thing.
D-Rex.
Yeah. But I mean, both these guys are just so good at this game. It's ridiculous. And there's
Yeah, it's
been
real fun to watch.
there's been quite a few races of it too. So if you ever see an 8 Mavericks race on SRL, odds are if Tiki or Caleb in it, and Tiki's called Bushu on SRL. Because when I asked him, he said it's just Bushu, so there's no reason for it. If you see them racing 8 Mavericks, odds are they're going to be carrying on and doing any percent afterwards. So
Yeah. I don't even know why it's an 8 Mavs race, because everybody just finishes the game at that point.
yeah. I think it's so that if you do badly after 8 Mavs,
Yeah, you can reset.
you just reset.
See?
Alright, and then we got this game which Fiesel and I know a lot about because we watched the video of it.
Yeah, I can provide one of my expert commentaries.
Yeah, I mean I can compare it to a game, but you do yours first, and then I'll chip in with my comparison.
All right. Well, all I really know about this game is that it's deceptively difficult because the mechanics of getting yourself to actually jump, that you have to do multiple bounces to build up height, and you have to be able to deal with the momentum and all that. It's kind of I don't know, we have a video that I can't tell if it's playing yet.
Yeah. This game is Within a Deep Forest, is what it's called.
Right, and so you're basically just kind of navigating around this maze, jumping on things and whatnot, and then it kind of, I guess it's not a very long run.
No,
Is this 2D Glover?
it's weird. It's not a flash game. It's downloadable, I guess, but it's like on Nokia phones. Remember, like the 3310 and those 3330 and that, the phones that had Snake 2 on them. I believe those games, or maybe actually it was the next set of Nokia phones, had a game on it called Bounce. I don't know if you guys remember, which is very similar to this, where you played as a ball.
Right, I've seen a couple games that were like this, so maybe that's...
Yeah, so there was a game called Bounce, and this is basically like a bigger, longer, harder version of Bounce.
Yeah, it looks like there's some interesting rooms. It's not just, bouncing around on some platforms. There's lasers and things you gotta wait for, and some puzzle aspects to it.
There's a lot of puzzles. Like here, you can't, that's legit platforming, and it's pretty difficult to do, right? I mean, Chum only plays strangely difficult games that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Right.
This game is a bitch to control. I gave it a try for a while and decided it was bad.
God.
And so you played Dash Galaxy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is Chum, and this game is probably hard as balls. So that was Within a Deep Forest. It looked kind of interesting. Can't say I've heard of it before, but there was some awesomely huge long bounces that looked sweet, and it reminded me of the game Bounce that I mentioned before. So it's on the show. Why not? Alright, then we got Crash Bandicoot. Kane Apache beat his record again. PS1, 100%, 127.33. I think there's still a few deaths. It's 50 seconds faster. I think there's a death or two, and he's pretty much going to keep going until there's no horrible deaths in it. Which makes sense. It's still pretty hard. I'm impressed that he keeps going at it. And then, hey, Garrison is the bestest, apparently.
Yeah.
Super Metroid, SNES U, any percent real-time record, 49 minutes. That's...
That's right.
Yeah.
The best just got better.
Yes. Dear
And
Force.
he finished his run, and he was equally disappointed.
He was so pissed. Everyone was going crazy, and he was not happy with it, because I can understand, because sub 49 is the thing that
Yeah.
that he's been shooting for, and to get it right on the nose. I could see how that is frustrating, but it was a great run. He was actually quite behind around the middle of it, and he just had a really great last third of the run, and just made up a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's Super Metroid runners for you. You will never ever see in a Super Metroid race the comment being "good run," or
Right, exactly.
"I'm happy with this." It's like, "Ugh, death," or "Ugh, so bad this." It's like every room's fine, but one room went badly, and that's their comment.
Or there's such a humongous skill cap for this game, so that time can still come down a lot, even if the run is really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's always somewhere to improve it. So I could understand that mentality.
And one thing, this happened a little while ago, but it's something that really shows how good people are getting at this game. All the top 5 any percent times in SRL are all sub 50 now. Not long ago there were no sub 50 runs, and then one by it was either Fusiano or Emo Duran from Japan. But now there's all top 5 are sub 50, so That's crazy.
Is everyone going to be skipping Spazer now? Is that the new thing?
Yep.
Maybe, yeah.
That'll be the new trend.
Alright, I could give this to Nez, but George, do you want to read this next one? This
Okay,
is right up your alley.
So Peaches has gotten a time of 26 minutes 50 seconds, and Blast Core on the N64 80%.
Perhaps. He was doing attempts for this during our show last week, right?
Yeah. And he got this time in a race.
What an asshole.
This bulldozer is my favorite thing.
It's mine
Yeah.
too. That's the only thing I put in the highlight clip.
It's just the
'Cause
bulldozer.
I just wanted to see the. this thing.
I hope he chose that one clip where he's flying through outer space.
I don't think you do Miles
Oh,
in the 80%.
no, that's not in any percent. But he got a
should be.
new IL on that level, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
that was the level that he said that no one is ever going to beat ever.
Someone
And then-
found a better route, right?
Yeah, and then after they did that, he took the time back really quickly.
He
Yeah.
should, like, he's cutting so much time off his any percents. He should just add Mars anyways. He'll still probably break the record somehow. How does he keep taking all this time off of his runs?
I don't know. Like, this is... What was he at? Like 27, 28 before? Now he's sub 27, and it just sort of keeps going down.
Well, he broke this record twice this week.
Yeah.
Because earlier he got like a 26:56 on like Monday, and he was like, "Yes, I've been trying for this since February or whatever."
Yeah.
And then yesterday he's like, "Hey, got a new blast core time." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it." And he's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's this time, right?" He's like, "Oh, lol, no, I beat that." Like, what? Come on.
So... this is Peaches. I just love watching this truck and thinking there's a grown man controlling this thing. But yeah, Peaches is a monster, especially when it comes to this game. So I hope he keeps breaking it so we can keep watching that truck. All right.
Definitely. If you haven't seen the full run of that, you should go do that right after you watch the DK64 run. I'm planning out your evening for you.
Oh, hey, PJ. Where can
Hey,
we
what?
go to look at all these wonderful runs that we're talking about?
I don't know.
Oh. Do you want a clue? Okay, it's 3 words. Okay. Second word.
Sunday.
I'm waving my hand. I'm waving my hand, PJ.
That's 4 words. Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I'm doing charades. Can you see my hands? Hey,
charades.
you could go to the link database.
Oh, Trank won the prize.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
well done, Tranquilite. In the description below, there is the link database with all the runs we're talking about and all the runs we've ever talked about. No, that's not quite true, but close enough.
That's not.
All in the comments. So if you want to go check these out after the show, go for it. You can do it.
Yep.
There's even
I
little
think I have
comments at
videos
the top and-
for every run except Super Meat Boy, which is finished like an hour ago, and Super Metroid, because Garrison's a bad friend and deletes
Yeah.
all of his
I
runs.
think he deleted it immediately.
He
'cause I
doesn't
couldn't
even
find it.
care. He doesn't even care that he did it. So, Alright. George, do this one too. I know how much you love
Okay.
Zelda games.
Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons on Game Boy. Is that Paladrima?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
80%. 1 hour, 55 minutes, 32 seconds.
So that's sub 2 hours, which has been broken a while ago. When I looked this up, there was a bounty for sub 2 hours to finish this game in less than 2 hours. But this is technically on an emulator. By technically, I mean it is. On
Yeah, I mean, there's the technically.
Yeah, so he can't actually claim the bounty as far as I know, unless Tompa's going to allow it. Apparently it's
Because
Tompa's.
Tampa is ruthless.
Tompa
How much
only...
was the bounty again?
It's like $50 or something. It's not a huge one. But,
Is it worth doing a run on the console though? Why not?
Alpha doesn't believe in emulators.
yeah, Tompa never uses emulators.
I don't think he has one.
I don't even know what it is. I can't remember what it was, but I made a clever note to look up what these were, so we could talk about them. And I obviously didn't. Whoa, is that normal time? What's happening
No.
there?
This just took a long time, but I thought it looked pretty cool pushing the pots around.
I thought that was some incredible glitch. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
It's a speed glitch. Yep.
Way to
Japanese
go,
only.
like you ruined it.
Hang on, I gotta type something. Someone talk.
Too much pressure.
Yep.
You sure did
Push
jump
it
over the
silent.
fire.
That's right. So Oracle Seasons, it's. Wait, shit! Is
Looks
this
very
the puzzle
colorful
one?
fun.
Is this the puzzle one?
No, this is the action one.
Right, right.
Seasons.
See, I told you he knew about it. George was the right pick.
Tompa finished the task for this
Tompa
one. Right?
tasked this one, yeah.
Ages that he's still working on?
Ages, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what his time was for the task. 1:49 or something, was it? Or actually, it must be. I have no idea.
I'm not even going to take a guess.
Yeah. But anyway, this I really feel like I should play these now. The more I
Yeah,
watch
me too.
these.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, this-
I loved Link's Awakening. It's a super fun game. But I don't know. Maybe I'd just get my ass kicked if I tried this because it's meant to be pretty hard. Oh, there you go. 125 for the task. I was
Oh,
close.
you just missed.
Just missed. But
Yeah, it's a shame that nobody can play Link's Awakening ever again because EXO killed it too hard.
Well, EXO and Tigger. You can't even choose a different version of the game.
Yeah.
Oh man, EXO ran the non-color version. Oh, I'll just play that. Oh, wait. Oh, let's just watch Tigger's run to see it. Oh. Oh, okay.
Well, this game's ruined.
Alright, oh man, another Zelda game. We need to hire a guy who just knows Zelda.
If only we
Yeah.
had one of those guys as a guest.
If
It's
only.
ridiculous that none of us... PJ, how many Zelda games have you finished?
How many have I finished?
Yeah,
4.
4. Which ones?
Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time.
Alright, now Fiesel, how many have you finished?
Probably 5, I think, ish.
Alright, so which ones are those? Are any of those Majora... Well, hey, you finished Majora's... I finished Majora's Mask too. So
All
why
5
can't...
of those are Zelda 2.
They're all set. Yeah.
Why can't we talk about Majora's... Why do I know nothing about this game despite having finished it?
I didn't finish it.
I really
Well,
like...
you don't have to know anything about a game to talk about it. That's what I figured out. You just start talking, and there's a video
Alright,
playing,
well, is there a
and it
video?
works.
There's a video! Douglas, play the video!
Yeah, play the video. You don't have to know anything
It's
to try this.
This is,
Don't yell at Duckfist.
I whispered. That was a whisper. That was totally a whisper. It's Majora's Mask 100%. A mere 6 hours, 6 minutes, 26, which is eerily similar time to Ocarina of Time's 100%. Right, that's...
I thought you were going to steal my line and say Planck's constant.
No, that's your line. You could talk about that in just a sec. But this is ZFG's next, well, this is his current project. He's moved on to 100%. During the hiatus from Ocarina of Time that Cosmo accidentally caused, which we discussed last week. They'll be back, don't worry about it.
I had to go find other things to do besides Ocarina of Time for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've not really watched this run because Runner Guy was streaming Oot 100% at the same time. And I started watching a bit of one, and then I was like, oh man, Runner Guy's streaming, so I watched a bit of Runner Guy, and then I was like, wait, I don't have 6 hours, so I did something else. And that's the fairy mask.
Well done.
It is.
An excellent
Good
summary.
observation.
I thought for a moment that he had glitched a fairy inside of him, but then I remembered there's just a mask.
That's why we do research.
That's why we do research. So this is all the masks and every item, right? I'm sure there's
Yep.
some kind of little thing that's different though, that an item they don't get, is there, or?
I think I forgot what Majora's Mask stream I was watching, but someone opened up their inventory and like everything was a bottle, and I laughed really hard.
It could be any of them.
There's like 6 bottles in the inventory.
So, Yeah, I mean, I imagine this still has a bunch of really horrible tricks in it, like the Any% does. But possibly not as many, because I assume you actually need to get items. But you get all the Goron rolling. That's something that's not in the Any%. Because you skip Goron mask in Any%, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of
There's-
Gorons rolling about, which I am, I'll be honest there.
It looks kind of fun, real fast-paced.
It looks pretty sweet. No, I might have to watch it next time. But yeah, it's a cool run. Probably. Majora's Mask. I really like Majora's Mask runs because they're tricky. They're really, really tricky. Like Ocarina of Time still has some combat in it when you do MST and that. This probably has combat in it too, but Majora's Mask is just full of crazy stuff.
I like how you said there's probably still combat in it.
Well,
6 hour.
there might be, PJ.
It's not. It's just bomb jumping and
It's
getting
just-
through walls and
It's
stuff.
bomb jumping. That's bomb jumping and some tricks that look easy but really aren't. That's Majora's Mask. And Oracle of Ages as well got beaten this week.
Hmm.
You should look over the world record list before we start each week.
Why would I do that? I got as far as within a deep forest and then stopped.
Oh, okay.
Oracle Age is obviously the counterpart to Oracle of Seasons. This is the puzzly one, right, George?
Yeah,
There we go.
the one I actually beat.
Oh, so go for it then. You can read this one out.
Okay. Oracle of Ages is a Game Boy Color game. The only one beat it with a time of 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 42 seconds. Any percent?
And the game's pretty long.
Apparently.
Yeah, because that seems long for a Zelda run.
A Game Boy Zelda
Yeah.
run.
No, just a Zelda run.
Yeah.
You could beat Majora's Mask in that time. And Ocarina of Time. Of course.
Both.
Twice.
You can beat both of them. You could beat... How many times could you beat Ocarina of Time in the time it takes you to play Oracle of Ages through?
Wow.
Go on, PJ.
Like 8.
8, yeah.
8?
Mhm.
There you go. So, congrats early one. That was an improvement from last week where he beat it by 5 seconds. God, that must have been a massive bummer if he wouldn't beat it after 3 hours of run. But anyway, Legend of Zelda. Feasel,
All
go
right.
for it.
Well, to begin with, we have a minor correction here. This is the no up A run that he's working on now.
Yeah, Flicky.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa. I didn't do any work, and you know that.
Oh, okay. That
I
is
didn't help at all.
Well played.
But it's more like it's up A is in up A. Who needs up A?
Yeah,
It's like a sarcastic up A.
there you go.
There we
It's
go.
been
No up A.
fixed
That's
already.
better. Okay. This guy's right on. This guy's on it.
It's a down B round.
He earns everything, except he's not playing the video. Play the video.
Is up A isn't screen scroll, is it, or it is?
No, up A is like a way to quit back to the.
Oh,
it's
that's
like
the-
save warping. Basically.
Yeah, save warping. Right. It's still got screen scrolling in it though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's definitely, and that's the difference because he's already worked on a first quest run before, but it didn't have screen scrolling.
And as far as I'm aware, he did this after J Prophet was streaming and like challenging Darkwing to beat his time.
That
And
was a great stream.
it was a really fun stream. It was Sinister One and J Prophet streaming together. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I guess Darkwing did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, J Prophet beat Darkwing's best.
Yeah, his best level
I guess
3.
Level 3? Right,
Yeah,
that's
level-
the first one he played.
Yeah,
Yeah, he beat his best level 3 by 1 second.
yeah.
So
It was
Darkwing
pretty
beat
funny
his best time
because
by 14.
he got a 223 split, and Darkwing was like, "Yeah, that's pretty good. My best is 218." And then he did it again and got 217.
Yeah.
And Darkwing stopped talking for a little bit. He was like, "Oh no, my stream's crashed. I can't see what's going on." So, I'd never finished this one. I got about halfway through, which is the second stage of a speedrun, right? So, I mean, how is the run, Fiesel? Is it good? I'm sure it is.
It is. It was a pretty, if I remember correctly, it was a pretty steep improvement over his previous best. and he just got, it was like a one-shot thing. I think his stream is like, it was just this one run. He just kind of like came home and, fired one off, and that, ended up being the magic run. So I don't know that he's submitting it. I believe that he can take more time off of it.
Hadn't he already submitted it? Or
for this newest one?
well, no, I mean, hadn't he already submitted the Legend of Zelda run recently?
He had a second quest run with the screen scrolling that he submitted, and I think
right.
that he had a first quest run without the screen scrolling that he had done before. But he's definitely still working on this game, so keep watching his stream and
All right.
see what happens next.
Yeah, where am I? Shadow Complex. So, yeah, once again, Green Link beat this. And if you haven't played Shadow Complex, it's a bit of a Metroidvania-style game for Xbox Live Arcade. And this is Green Link. Actually, I put the US version there. It's not. It's the PAL version, if there's a difference, which I doubt there is. So Green Link has sort of chipping away at this time. I remember it was 14.14 on SDA, and then a few weeks ago he got a 10.21, which we did. This week he got 8 minutes 6.
Minor improvement.
Minor improvement. And so there's a comment in the thread which has got a fantastic line in it, which I will read the whole thing out for you. It's a new record, 806, previously the Times, and it said he might beat it before the show, but he didn't, as far as I'm aware. So a few weeks ago I discovered that the bridge switch skip is possible, but it makes the game unbeatable. That was true until last Tuesday. I managed to figure out a way to skip the bridge switch and complete the game. The load from last save command is tweaked, and when you do not select storage device to save your game. Usually load from last save takes the player back to the previous checkpoint, losing recent progress of power-ups obtained and events such as unlocking foam grenade, missile doors, and switches. With the tweak mechanics of load from last save, you still lose recent progress of power-ups and obtained, but this time the game keeps track on events. So basically I managed to skip the bridge switch and complete the game by using the load from last save to warp outside area after I went to the trap room to unlock the final battle. I'm sure that makes sense to almost none of you, but you can also use this to finish with a fantastic 2% item completion.
Wow.
Which is absolutely brilliant. The current any percent is 7%, but you can get it down to 2%. So either way, it's 8 minutes 6, and it destroyed it. He also wrote, it's almost, this is my favourite bit coming up, almost submittable to SDA, but I managed to screw up a very simple double jump near the end of the run. I also by accident deleted the actual video, hoping to get 805 or better. So he got 806, but he's not submitting until he gets 805 or better.
Yep.
Well, I admire that. He's sticking to his principles. You set a goal and you stick to it literally.
He's a good runner. He's a good runner, and he said sub 8 is nearly as tight as a 458 on Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that's the one that I liked because it said that he might beat it before the show.
Yeah. He's expecting a new internal capture card so you can live stream 100% runs of the game. That's Greenlink SDA. And for some reason he wrote Flicky, I'm British at the bottom. Which, I mean, I already knew. I don't know why he wrote that. Maybe I said he was English and he got mad and wants to be called British. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I already knew that, so... Alright, that's cool. It's a pretty fun run to watch, and if it's only 8 minutes 6 seconds, well, you might have to wait for him to stream a new one because he lost the video, but it's all good. Okay, I have no idea about this game, but I'm sure PJ or Feasel do.
Which game?
Feasel, do you know it?
I'm just trying to see what's next.
Solomon's Key.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can talk a little bit about this. This is a really hard game, and it's basically it's like a 2D side-scrolling puzzle game. It's very much, it's kind of like Fire and Ice, I guess, is the sequel.
Fire and Ice is actually the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel to it. So it's sort of like that, and I kind of think of it like most 2D puzzle games, like Lolo sort of turned on its side. But I mean, the main mechanic is that you can make these blocks and make them disappear, and you have to basically get through these rooms, using that mechanic. But the tricks that are involved in playing these rooms optimally are, I mean, there's some frame perfect tricks. This is a really difficult game to speedrun. Not just a matter of sheer memorization, because there's something like 50 rooms, and 50 levels, and they're all pretty intricate. But you know, it's a lot of memorization. Like the route planning involved is substantial, and you know, a lot of real tight tricks that you have to make. So this is basically K2's best game, in my opinion. Like of all the stuff that he runs, this is my favorite. You know, to watch him work on. So I'm glad to see him, you know, come out with this.
So is it?
What about Jaws?
What about Jaws?
I love the Jaws run.
That's
I
Koreshi's.
thought it was Koreshi.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Yes, you are.
Adventure
Idiot.
Island is the other. Let me see. I think
Adam's
what other ones
Family
were
and
recently.
Power Blade.
Power Play.
So is it just 50 rooms? You've got to clear each room, right?
You have to get the key and you have to get to the door. That's how you beat the one.
Right.
Yeah, it depends
This
what
is a-
ending you're going for. You don't have
Yeah,
to do
this
the
is a
rooms
best
in
ending.
direct order. He's going for best ending though, so I can't remember what the requirements are, but you do have to beat all the rooms, I think.
Looks
There
pretty
are, I think there's like 8 or 6 hidden emblems that are just like hidden behind a random tile in a random room, and they don't tell you. I mean, it's the same every time, but it's like something
You have
they
to
never
test
tell
them
you.
all to find it. Yeah.
Right.
Is
So
it-
you have to put a block on the tile and then break it, and then the emblem will appear, and you have to collect it.
It looks pretty frantic. Like this is
It
the
is
kind of
and
game I could
it's-
never finish.
It's really hard.
It's really hard, and when you're speedrunning it, a lot of in addition to optimizing your movements through the room, you have to do a lot of manipulations on these enemies because you can control with a lot of these guys which way they go, you know, based on where you're positioned, and so a lot of the tech is just getting these guys to go the right way so you can get through the room.
Yeah, I see he's driving a lot of them away. So. All right. Whoa! Speak of the Koreshi, and he shows up. Spooky as that. Anyway, last
So
one.
I think.
Oh?
Oops, sorry. Yeah, K2 sent me a message and said that he did some route revisions compared to his previous run of this. Because his previous run, if you had seen that, with fantastic Swedish commentary when it was on SDA, was like super clean. But he rerouted a whole bunch of their rooms, and his new route's like 30 seconds faster, but this time is only 12 seconds faster. So he's going to be working on this for a while until he gets a flawless run of it.
All right. All
so
right.
He will too. He will.
Yeah, we'll
Oh, yeah.
definitely be featuring that in a few weeks whenever he gets it.
And we found his stream too, so you can.
It's
Yeah,
got stream-
everybody should go follow K2's stream. It's linked in the link database.
Yeah, we found it. We did a good job. All right, and finally, Super Meat Boy, 2 hours 7 minutes 36, 100% breakdown 777. So this is about half an hour faster than last week, because well, it was, you know, the first time he ran it last week. And so this is absolutely everything, every level, every dark world, every bandage, every glitch zone, every warp zone, all characters, absolutely everything. It's a cool run. Go check out Breakdown 777 on stream. It's 106%, I think it is. Total.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's everything. So
So he's doing this well now. Imagine what kind of
Yeah.
shape he's going to be in 6 months from now when we're, you know,
Yeah.
in DC.
this has 236 deaths, and I don't want to give a reasonable number of what he gets down to, but I would say he could easily cut off 100 out of that. I have no idea what kind of. I wouldn't want to say what kind of deaths he could get down to, but he didn't die that much in his all levels run at AGDQ, so it's cool. You should watch it just because it will be really interesting to see the progress in this game, because it's a very grind-heavy game.
Yeah, definitely. I saw like the last half an hour of it today.
Hmm.
It's really entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
Really
The
intense
deaths are pretty
speed.
much inevitable, but
I always
So-
end up catching the start of it. So, but it's cool. It's a cool run to watch because he uses a whole bunch of different characters and that too. So go check it out. That's that for records. Just to mention, as per usual, you can find us. I've had a lot of people seeking me out on my stream and that to tell me about records, which is cool. If you provide timestamps and a link, we can make a highlight clip out of it, or make a highlight clip for us. If you tell us about your run, we're pretty much going to mention it on the show anyway, just because. Generally, we might skip over a run if we don't think it's famous enough, i.e. within a deep forest. But if we like you, or you tell us about it, or anything, let us know. Also, we had a guy this week who is called the very delightful AB27826, who has been messaging us all week with records, so we definitely appreciate it from that guy. He told us about a whole bunch of these. Some of them we had, some of them we missed. For example, the Pokemon one we missed. I didn't know about it, and Mexican didn't tell me. So, feel free if you watch a record, you can feel free to message us about it too. You don't have to do the run, as long as obviously you credit the right person. Go for it. And I think that's as far as we have with that.
One more quick note I want to make.
Oh yeah.
If anybody wants to contribute anything to the show, any music or fan art or fan mail or hate mail, whatever, whatever floats your boat. If you have anything you want to contribute, you can contact any of us with anything, as Flicky already mentioned.
Yeah, because our lovely background is made by Sonicu, he's also called. Obviously that was a fan thing. If you want to just draw a picture of Feasel, which I can understand, you can go for that too. Just anything, like we kind of just want to see it, and we'll definitely put it up here. If you want to make a song or remix the song, which I think remixing the song would be cool if you can do that. It's awesome. I mean, Duckfist does a pretty good job of making graphics for us. Like, that looks awesome.
Awesome job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you want to make fan art or anything, and we'll probably put it up on the stream before the show, at least, because we do have the pre-show. You can easily throw it up. And we appreciate it. It's nice to see pictures of me that I didn't have to take.
Photographs of you that you weren't aware about.
Yeah. When you see one, it's like, oh man, you photobombed this picture so well. And it's like, I wasn't even there. Where am I? Alright, submissions, I mean, I can't remember. Oh no, wait, Mohawk's gone through, right, PJ?
Oh yeah, Mohawk and Headphone Jack was verified.
And Harmony of Despair.
And Harmony of Despair was verified.
Is that
and
Simon?
Hercules, The Legendary Journey.
Oh shit!
Alright.
There's the sole verifier for that run, right, Des?
Yeah. Yes.
The hero.
You're
The unfortunate reason for that run to exist.
How long was that in verification?
For a very long time, because I forgot to do it.
Xenic finished that run like a week after he got the game. And he was one of the first ones to sign up.
Yeah, and then I forgot for a long time, and then I went to watch it, and then there were video problems. And then by the time I got the video back, I forgot again.
Good stuff. That's the SDA verification progress working like it should. But, alright. And then, big TAS news this week. PJ, I know TASing is your thing. I don't want to take this away from you.
TASing is my... Well,
it's more your thing than any of us.
Sure, we'll go with that. This was a monumental week in the history of TAS videos because it has now been graced with the presence of a week of Garfield.
Yes.
I remember seeing that.
Sorry, you can go ahead.
No, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an excellent
I watched it too.
It's Goofy Dylan 8's run in 8 minutes, 2 seconds, 0.81. Well, 2.81 seconds, I guess.
My mind's been warped because I read that as Goofy Dolan the first time I saw it. And I was like, man.
Hold on. I think that's like, what, 5 minutes faster than Cool Kid's run?
It's 4 minutes, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Also good about it is that the description of the test is factually incorrect.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's just it says you get a game over after 1 life, but if you get, I think Cool Kid says if you get to Friday, you can keep playing if you die.
So,
Yeah,
it's...
Go ahead.
No, it's pretty fun. It's full of low judo style kicks. Great power up getting, and there are long sections where he just walks without getting the speed power up. It's fantastic. And at the end of the first level, John just says, "What happened?" And that's it, which I absolutely adore.
John's such a jerk.
What happened?
Congratulations, boys.
That's it.
It was easy.
Garfield's like wandering through the kitchen that's infested with rats and bouncing balls and massive spiders, and John just says, "What took you so long?" or "What happened?" or whatever. John, take care of your house. It wouldn't be
Have
so
you ever read the
difficult.
comments? There's rats and spiders all in that house. And he talks to them.
It's alright, okay. So do we want to...
Oh, one quick note,
oh
sorry.
yeah, go for it, go for it.
The thing I like the most about this task is the verification topic, because it was like 60% yes and like 30% no and 10% meh. And like all the comments are like, "This game is so boring. How do you people watch this?" And instead of getting into
Yeah,
like a huge,
Anger Fist was kind of mad.
instead of getting into like a,
Like, I don't see how anyone can find this entertaining.
yeah. And most of those topics end up going into like a big semantics debate, and instead this one like just slipped through and got published. So
Clearly
yeah.
somebody wanted it done. They wanted
Yep.
it done. Alright,
The
so
big evil.
let's go straight into Tony Hawk's, because we've managed to do our filler throughout the show. Right, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is a little thing. The THPS3 one is the first speedrun I think I ever watched. In 2000... How long ago was that? It was a long time ago. And it was...
I think it's 07.
07? Yeah.
I
It
think
was the one... Well, no, it was... Okay, it's a lie. It's the first one I watched on SDA. And I'm pretty sure it's 07. Samurai Man did it, right? And I remember watching it,
no,
and
not
it...
Samurai Man.
No, it wasn't.
Sorcerer 88.
So that's the one, I'm sorry. Sorcerer, Samurai, there's like both monsters or something. But it completely blew my mind. And since then I've adored watching Tony Hawk's runs. Like, it's definitely... I don't know if PJ and Fiesler watched it. I don't know if you played the games, either of you two, did you?
I
Yeah.
did. I played the first Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I think you'll agree that they're some of the more mind-blowing runs in the disparity between how a normal person, how quickly it takes them and how quickly it's speedrun.
Yeah, I was amazed to see how short the single segment run was. It's-
Yeah, so
I
they're...
think I mentioned last week when you plugged the run at the end of the show,
Yeah.
how like when I played it, I'd like focus on one goal to do before the timer ran out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna collect the secret tape this time. I got 2 minutes. Here we go.
Oh, I missed it. I'll try again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
it
got
took me a minute
everything in
40
the
to
level
get
that
up here.
took 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's huge. So I really love it, which is why we managed to do this show. So I want to ask this about like how it started. I don't know if either of you were about when it started, if you know the history so much.
Nah.
Like, I gotta imagine that the first runs were like an hour and 20 minutes long. And they were like, good speedrun, man. And they quickly realised, well, hang on a minute, we can do it quicker than this. Oh wait, we can do it quicker than, we can do it, and it's now what it is. So, we don't actually have the history so much, but you know the runners, it's Sorcerer 88 was one of the guys on SDA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who the others were?
Let's see. Discombobulator, apparently. I'm not sure who that was. Did the Tony Hawk 1 run on the site. And of all people, Spider Waffle was working on improving it.
Whoa.
Of
Really?
all people.
Alright.
Yeah. And he never did it, so I was mad.
Now, what was the Tony Hawk's? Who did the Tony Hawk's 2 run before you, Nez?
There's not one.
Oh well, no, I mean there's not one on the
Oh.
site, but wasn't there someone else who was doing it?
I think they were doing 100%.
Oh, right. Right.
But
So it's not actually got much of a history then, by the sounds of things. Like,
yeah.
basically those runs were done, And I don't know if people just thought that, okay, that's it, the game's finished, we can't beat these times, or what happened. But, so now it's basically just you two guys, right?
Probably.
Yeah, the people
There are more people out there who try to run these games, but most of whenever anyone ever tries to run a Tony Hawk game, there's a thread about it on SCA, and then it's dead.
Doug,
yeah,
Tony Hawk's
like
Underground.
1,000 people have started to run underground, and no one gets anywhere.
I tried to run underground, and I didn't finish.
What's the stumper? Like, what do you think they're getting stuck on?
There's nothing to get stuck on. It's just that it's a boring game to play. It's like you can get sub-hour on stick difficulty easy, but it's just not fun.
The truck's pretty horrible to drive. And
Yeah, the car goals.
There's no real freedom there.
There's no route because you can just choose the goals out of a list, and that's faster than like skating around and getting the goals, like and talking to the people. So you don't have to route the game. You just have to choose which goals are the fastest. And then after that, you have to choose the dumb, boring goals because those are the fast ones. It's just not fun.
Because, I mean, one of the goals is like double kickflip down a set of stairs. So you go to the menu and you select that, and then you double kickflip down a set of stairs, and then you got the goal.
Exactly. And then you pick another goal.
That's why.
And that's why no one has beaten that game and submitted a speedrun.
Now, I also imagine it's because it's really freaking difficult too, right?
Not really.
Well,
Mostly boring. Not
mostly
difficult.
boring.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other games are pretty hard to run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty difficult. So, we can talk about the records now, and then we can start to play a few videos, because if you guys haven't seen it, who are watching, you might... Well, you won't really get it until you watch a video of it. So, I mean, talk about the records as far as we know them. So, I guess any of the Tony Hawk's 1 to Underground 2 records that you know of, I suppose?
Let's start with number 1. Like, the record on the site is 5:16, which is, I think, all level times added together. But that run is very improvable and could probably go under 4 minutes, actually.
Was it on the N64 version? The run on the site?
I think so.
N64 version is faster than PlayStation, just because of load times and stuff. But if you're taking, it shouldn't matter. If you're just taking level times.
Yeah, the PS1 version has the dumb glitch that Pooh Train does in his runs for AGDQ, where you can do special tricks in air and get all of your points instantly.
The burn twist in the air was pretty good.
Yeah, but really, along the route, you can just do the tricks you do to gain your speed will get you enough points. Especially because the point goals in 1 are really, really low.
So, what's your best time in 1, Nez? Because I know, actually, you can run it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you have run it.
I do like race route, which is a really dumbed down version of it,
Right.
which is slower. But it's like, I've gotten like 9.5 minutes real time. I don't know exactly how much that compares, but it's probably like in the 6 something added together. But I could probably get a good run of that game. I just haven't really worked on it that much.
That's understandable. So what about 2? I know you know more about that one.
Yeah. 2 was the game that I got into because the site already had 1 and 3, and 2 was the one I grew up with the most.
Hipster Nez.
Yeah. But, my best, like, I worked for a very, very long time on my Tony Hawk 2 run, and then, and I ended up getting 424 added all the level times, which, that run with my route had like 4 seconds of mistake total, so it was really good, and I submitted it, and like 3 days after it got passed through submission, some random guy posted in a different thread about a run he did with a video, which the execution was really bad, but it pointed out that I had a humongous routing error, and my run was completely ruined instantly. So I took it down and then started creating the routes that are in this video, which a little bit improved on these. I think my total time could get like 3:15 total levels. But
Wait, 3:15 level time added.
right.
This is fine.
But-
Carry on.
But recently, within the last year, our God and Savior Nahok tasked both of these games and just blew all of the routes out of the water. Like, I helped him out on this task with some ideas of stuff that I could not do consistently at all on console, and then he made them all happen. And so if I was ever going to come back to this game, I would try to pick up some of his routes, but they're just so hard. There's so much execution to do, and he does the way... When you do points in that game, you have to try to get all of the points in your route without slowing down to go out of the way just to get points. And when you optimally move, there's really not that much time to get your points.
It's pretty ridiculous because all the points are from grinds and like flip tricks and
Right.
manuals in later, well, in 2 and onwards.
Mm.
Yeah, if you go up a vert ramp, you're just wasting time, flying straight up in the air.
It's ridiculous. So I mean, I'm guessing you sort of got the quote record unquote by default, Nez. So what is it
Right.
about at the moment? Do you know with level time or not?
I haven't really finished a run with these routes, so I don't have a time.
That's fair enough.
But
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is you're a slacker.
yes, I got very burnt out on this game because, like, if I would have taken my all my attempts on my old route, I probably would have gotten something like 10,000 attempts before I got that run. And then to find out it was instantly ruined by bad route, it made me very sad. And I didn't want to go through that process again right away.
Yeah, like it's how many attempts did you do? Do you remember? I remember you telling me.
Somewhere between 5 and 10,000.
Yeah.
Pretty broad range.
I have no idea. It was basically like I did 2 hours of attempts a day for like 3 months. And attempts could be like a minute long if they're bad.
Yeah. So George, tell us about Tony Hawk's 3 records.
I started during a race. I had started playing Tony Hawk 3 during a race. I had previously seen Sorcerer 88's runs, and I had memorized his route for that race. And basically, I went off that, and then I think the second race I won, and then the third race I got like 8 minutes or something real time. And then after that, I just started going through all the levels and making everything better. Because there's a lot that he had like that was not very optimal in his route, even though he said in his thing that he thought it was pretty optimal.
Right, he went out of the way a lot to get points, especially in the last level.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is I hear you say that it wasn't optimal, and I thought it was pretty good until I saw your run.
Yeah.
This is so ridiculous. I have no idea how you routed it and how you can do it.
So I don't particularly like have any like strategy going in. I just kind of like mess around and like with different routes that will kind of make sense as I go through the levels. And if they end up getting goals faster, then that's good.
Was there a task for this?
No, there's no task for this game.
There is a task of the horrible N64 version of this game, which, but except it's not a speed task. Like the direct quote from the task is like, this game is bad for speed, so I need to play around tasks instead.
This is ridiculous.
Okay.
But I mean, I honestly think this is like the closest to TAS run I've seen of a game. If you showed me this and told me it was a TAS, I'd believe you.
Until you
Except
get
for
to
the
LA.
one section, yeah, until the free balling. But
I think like a big difference of runners in this series is people who are really familiar with the franchise versus people who are just trying to speedrun it. Because like I spent my entire teenage life playing these games, and now I'm beastly at them, I guess.
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think it seems to me that you have to relearn how to play these games when you speedrun them, right? Is that true?
Yeah, you have to know how to play it, like how to get points. Like it's not hard to like figure it out really, and like I don't know, just the mechanics. Like I can play them without even like thinking about it anymore.
Yeah. So this is 425 this time, and this is George's record run, and it's on PC, right?
Yeah,
And I'm guessing that's PC with like a PS2 pad.
yeah.
plugged in.
I would never play with keyboard. Please.
No. Well, I mean, somebody plays with the N64 pad and uses the D-pad for it, so...
You want D-pad.
I know you
Yeah,
do, but it just seems so wrong to see it ever used.
If you, I would vastly prefer an N64 pad versus like a GameCube pad. So
Yeah, you never want to play these games with analog stick. It's not good. And then, I mean, so what about like the others, the ones onwards? So there's 4 Underground and Underground 2. I guess we should probably mention those two because they're sort of the same.
right.
Well, George's 4 run is so good.
I got distracted by trying to beat 3, and so I never finished destroying 4 because I was like, well, I guess I can just go get the record in 3 and then come back to 4. And so I got the record, and now I want to make the record better. So unfortunately, I've never gotten back to 4. But I got a time done like, I can't remember, it's like 42 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like kind of like Underground, except without the dumb getting off your board, and you actually have to route.
Yeah.
See, I didn't actually play 4 at all. It's the only one of them that I haven't played of the first
4 is
6
the one where you
games.
can get off the board?
No,
Underground.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
It's not getting off the board, PJ. It's cavemanning, dude. Get with the lingo.
Because I forget which games I actually played. I know I played 3, and then I think I either played 4 or Underground, or both, but I don't remember either of those at all.
4, I don't know. 4 is probably the best game, I would think, just because.
Yeah,
like,
4 is the best
yeah.
Tony Hawk game.
It keeps the kind of style and fluid movement from the first 3, but opens it up
So it's
completely.
more free roaming in that, right?
Yeah, it's completely free roaming.
Yeah,
Where-
and the levels are so much bigger, and like they really like that engine just is amazing in 4 versus 3. Like they did so much like work on that engine. It's just like a better game.
Yeah.
That's good. So then, Underground. I mean, we can't really claim
It's-
a best time for it because
People have worked on it, and sub 1 hour is feasible, and I think it may have even been accomplished, but no one's done anything that polished it or.
it never gets there. And then Underground 2, there's an 18-minute run on the site on SDA. I don't know if you know of anything better than that.
I don't. What I do want to see is a classic mode run, because classic mode in Underground 2 and American Wasteland are actually kind of decent, and so they're still fun versus the story modes.
Story modes are fun, but I can't imagine they'd be very good to speedrun.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is one thing that we sort of need to do because we haven't really had many shows that of multiple games, and I'm sure we've had one. No, we
had
had
one.
What about a week of
with one of our
Garfield? Oh
guests
yeah,
today.
We did.
yeah, but we didn't have ones from the same series, right? So this is what I wanted to do. Was well, the differences between 1, 2, 3, because I know they added and changed a few things between them all. So, like, if you just want to, if you could just sum up what had, what they changed in 2, I saw that Dunkfist.
Alright. One, if you want to combo tricks in 1, you have to like plan your combos ahead of time. Yeah, you have to know where you're gonna grind to, because once you hit the ground, you're done. Combo is over. And then 2, they make your combos a lot more open because you start to manual. So if you get to an end of a section and there's nothing else for you to go, you can manual and then go back and then find a new section to grind on. And then on 3, it opens up reverts, so there's even more stuff you can do, and you can go up a ramp, revert, get your speed back, and then keep going. And then 4 started
spine transfer and sketch.
And
finally
flatland tricks.
adding spine transfers. I remember so many kids when I was younger couldn't get out of half pipes or pulls because they didn't know how to do it. There was no, you had to hold forward as you jumped out. And then when they added the spine transfer, finally there was an easy way to get out.
4 started flatland tricks. So like anytime the game is like get 100,000 points, it's like sure, I'll just stand still and mash buttons in flatland, and then I'll get the goal instantly.
Wait, you press square, square, circle, circle, triangle, triangle, and it will move you to a new trick. Yeah.
Right.
It was so easy.
This looks like the task.
This is the task. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love this task. Nahok is my favorite.
That hit the tape. Alright, and then Underground, obviously they added a bunch of really cool things, like getting board.
Walking, acid dropping. Off the top of my head, those are the only ones that matter.
And driving cars, dude.
Oh yeah.
You can drive cars in
You can create your own tricks.
That is true. And Underground 2, I don't know what Underground 2 even added. A bunch of random...
They added the Naughty Spin, the most useful of all tricks.
And American Wasteland added bird sliding.
And it added, running up walls and do backflip.
Oh yeah, parkour.
Parkour. Alright.
Oh yeah. Underground, is it 2, added the slowdown.
Oh yeah, the focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, which one added mashing to get up?
2.
2.
That's
very important.
Yeah, you can't ignore mashing to get up.
It takes like 5 seconds to get up if you bail on 1. It's horrible.
It's unacceptable.
Alright, okay, so just talk about the general techniques as well, because this game is all about,
platformer.
No, it's all about playing it really, really well. Like, there's not much in the way of tricks, is there? It's just abusing mechanics almost. Right?
Basically.
Yeah.
You have to, like I said, you really have to know how to play the game. Because I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, you have momentum, you jump left and right. Yeah, that's something that you should be aware of. Like in the grind, you can jump to the left and the right, which doesn't make sense, but it makes a big difference.
There's a lot of impossible things you do in these games. Yeah. I remember when I first grinded a rail on a skateboard and I didn't go faster than I normally did. And I couldn't ollie off of it. It was pretty difficult. But, I mean...
You have to know, when you need to go, just how to be doing tricks all the time. And know whatever your situation is, how to keep your combo going It's not really a lot of times planned every single trick. You just have to kind of feel it and know how to keep the combo going.
Is there randomness in the levels?
No.
No.
No, so that's a big...
Except for
Yeah.
cars. I mean, there are cars driving about.
No,
They shouldn't be
they're
a problem.
The cars aren't random. They're basically on a timer. I think for some cars, like in some of the later games, cars will like stop if you're not even near them. But I know in the first 2 games, they probably don't even. They'll just keep going.
Yeah. It's 100% set. There's no randomness at all.
Well, that's a reason to want to speedrun this game, because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's always nice.
But then you could say if your run was bad, you can't blame luck. It's all your fault.
Blame the RNG.
It's all your fault.
You can still blame it, it just won't be valid.
It's very
Right.
true.
As long as you tell people who are unfamiliar with the game, you're set.
What you can blame is when you try to do kickflip and the game makes you do kickflip to Indy instead, and then you instantly bail no matter where you are, because kickflip to Indy, I'm 100% convinced is a trap trick. It was put in under the game on purpose to make you bail. No matter how much height I have, if I try to kickflip and accidentally kickflip to Indy, I'm gonna bail.
I'm sure they
And
do that in a
it.
bunch of games, especially games when there's like a cooldown at the end of a move, and if you do that, you're gonna get fucking hit. So there's no reason to ever do it.
Yeah, it's just if you're trying to like get off a rail, like and kickflip off to the side, then you're kind of moving up at the same time. But if you hit up left, you do kickflip to Indy, and you can't land that off a rail. It's impossible. Fun fact about this run is that the credits are longer than the run.
It's true, by like a minute.
Yep.
What's the game that has the credits reel that's just a montage of face plants?
That's all of them. They all have a bail reel, don't they?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think the N64 versions do though.
Yeah, getting video on the cart.
You can't get
Yeah.
it.
They don't even have full songs, do they?
No.
No. I literally did not know this until the first AGDQ. I never
remember.
noticed.
I'm surprised there aren't massive out-of-bounds strikes in the N64 version.
There is. You can get out of bounds really easily in Roswell
Yeah.
on accident.
But I guess there's no need to.
Is
is
it
there?
useful?
Oh, I found a really weird glitch on accident on Tony Hawk 2. Like, there's a kind of odd ramp in the corner of Skate Street, and I came down on it and bailed, and I like turned like into this invisible 1 pixel wide line that moved incredibly slow, but I could still do tricks. And not fail.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Alright. So then, aside from that, it's obviously special meter makes you go quicker, which everybody knows, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to skate switch unless you have that stat maxed out.
Oh, is there? Oh, right.
Yeah. Switch slows you down.
If you don't have it maxed out.
Yeah. And starting in 3, where you can degrade your own stats and set them how you want to get rid of all of your balance and stick everything to your speed
Yeah.
and switch volley.
And you get rid of all of your manual and grind stat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you
And
don't.
You
if
spend
you're good
most of
enough,
the
you
game.
don't need it.
yeah. You spend
Right.
most of the game grinding or manualing, and you just like dump those stats out the window.
Just like real life, no balance and max speed. Go.
It's good. So I mean, it's mostly routing and then trying to execute that route, which is easier said than done, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then just blasting through menus.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and
Menus.
especially like the game this short, it's 1 bail is basically you're done.
Oh,
Run is
yeah,
over.
Because the whole game's shorter than some ILs
Right.
in other games. It's ridiculous. So, I just want to ask, like, about routing it. like George, you said you just basically dicked around and tried to sort of try and do as many things at once as possible. Like,
Yeah, I started off with Sorcerer 88's run, and then after that I kind of like tweaked it a bit here and there. And then if I found something that was faster, I would definitely take that. Like his Canada is almost the same as the one I'm using now, except he gets the skate goal in that level for some reason when it adds like 15 seconds to the level unnecessarily when there's more than a few goals that would be faster. So I obviously just got rid of that, and it obviously sped things up. And then after that, like for Foundry, like I messed around with Foundry for
yeah, your
a long.
Foundry is obscene.
I messed with Foundry like a long time, and like I would just like, okay, well, what if I try doing this first, and you know, there's so many different variables when you're getting every single goal, or you know, even like 4 or 5 in one level. You just have to like try different things.
Yeah. 2 is kind of a special case because unlike any of the other Tony Hawk games, it goes by cash, so the goals have different values.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Tony Hawk 2.
It's not too bad, just as long as you go that the further on in the level, the more they're worth. So you want to do the least you can in the earlier levels and save all the goals you need for the end. And whenever you have the option, always do score goal. Never skip the score goal, because the score goal should take no extra time at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You should always get score goals because they don't cost anything. They cost 0 time when you're doing other stuff in the level.
which I guess that's got to be the first thing you got to learn to run these games well, right? Is how to score and go, right?
Exactly. Spin your jumps and learn how to balance.
And
Yeah.
I suppose you've got to learn the right flip tricks too, because if you do the wrong one, you won't land it.
Basically, stay away from the diagonal flip tricks. Those are the ones that'll make you bail most of the time. Off a rail, at least.
Maybe in 2 and 1, and then even then it would depend on the skater you choose.
Right. 2 and 1 especially.
Yeah, that's one thing I forgot, because in 1 and 2 you got to play one of the pros, right?
You can have a create skater in 2.
Oh, in 2
Yeah.
you can. So I know you create skater in 3.
But we use Bam Margera as a run.
Alright, why is that?
I don't know, but it works out, I guess. I have
the thing
actually
is-
not tried anybody else.
The thing about the 3 is that the skate
The
letters
skate
and
letters, there are like 3 different places that the skate letters can be across, depending on which character you are. And then, depending if you're a skate, like a street skater or a vert skater, you'll get different photography goals. And so,
I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
either.
I really
It's
had no
like-
idea. Wow.
I'm not knowing anything about this
they
game.
like in Foundry, if you pick a vert skater instead of the 50-50 on the rail like the speedrun does, it'll say a cannonball across the
The half pipe.
right.
Wow. I really had no idea about that.
Yeah.
And generally, the vert goals are going to be slower. So,
Right. So you go with street.
yeah.
No, Kirk, there's definitely 3 skate sets, or maybe even 4.
Yeah, I have the strategy guide somewhere, and it has all these nice maps and everything that I just never took a look at.
It's actually accurate.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
The strategy guide is incredibly in depth, and it should probably be an asset to any speedrunner for Tony Hawk 3, and I don't use it.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah. Strategy guides are generally bad. I remember I had a strategy guide, and it had all these lists of items and stuff in it. And just like a month afterwards, they changed the stats on every single item in the game. So the whole book was out of date. whole
Yeah, that sounds
freaking
about
book.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But so I mean, I want to ask a question about the 100%. Is that just all goals, or is that everything? Because unlocking everything is
It's
All
not unlock
caps.
all characters.
right.
It would be just with one character.
Would you ever
Um,
want to do that?
Maybe.
In Tony Hawk 3, I definitely want to do at least all goals at some point.
Because then you get to play
100%.
cruise ship, which is the best.
Yeah, 100% is a little annoying because you have to go out of your way for 5 stat points and then a deck in each level.
Yeah. But you've never thought about unlocking everyone up to the Demoness then? Or the
And
Eye?
all in one run, that's dumb because you'd be repeating so much stuff.
Yeah. Basically do 100% with 15 people in a row.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
You could race
Two-
that versus someone doing a blind run of the game.
Yeah.
2 has actually have a 100% route done by someone before, and I think that route was pretty good. It was like 18 minutes, I think. So it's not too much faster, even though you have to go way out of your way for a lot of stuff. Because 2 has just cache everywhere in the worst rooms in the game that you never need to go in otherwise.
Yeah. Alright, so, I mean, are there any tricks or specific strats? The closest thing I have to a trick is in airport level where you need to crooked grind the baggage rail and you can crooked grind in the combo. That's all I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to. If it ever says like do this trick on this specific point, you don't actually have to do that. You just have to do that gap and that trick in the same combo. Or even like worse sometimes is like you just have to have the name of that trick in that combo. Just like the awning in the last level in 2 is blunt slide the awning, but nose blunt slide the awning also counts. And on kickflipping over the trailers in the school, you can do a kickflip to Indy, and that also counts.
I guess that's technically right. You still kickflipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can get silly. It's even like that all the way up to American Wasteland. And in Tony Hawk 4, like, it'll tell you to do, like, a specific trick over, like, and it'll have you, like, make a long list. Like, do all these tricks, and then you can, like, do them all, and then jump over the gap, and then it's good. You did it. You did them all over the gap.
I'm curious, could you make a custom trick and name it after the trick?
Yes, that works. You could make a custom trick that was 1/10 of a second long, and then
Could it have the names of all of the tricks in that goal? And
I
count
think
them all?
I think it would run out of space, but there's probably a limit. But yeah, you could probably try to cram as much as you could in there.
Alright, so, the TASes, so you mentioned them a bit already, but we'll just sort of wrap them up so people know about them.
Yeah. The Tony Hawk 2 test by Nahok is just gross. His hanger strat, I'm kind of somewhat convinced it's impossible. Because the very like first 5 seconds of it, I tried for like an hour to do, and I couldn't do it. To count the because his difference in that route, he does the hang time gaps instead of skate, and you have to nose grind over the half pipe and jump over it at the same time in the test. And I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how he does it.
Speaking of not figuring out how you do something, I'm watching this video right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to just tell us what this is? Yeah.
This is a line in Tony Hawk's Underground, Manhattan, that doesn't use any manuals. So basically, like the entire goal was just see how far I could push it and what all I could throw in there. Like I said, I've like played this game a whole lot, and so I think I bought a Dazzle in like 2004 when they were still only like $20 or something ridiculously cheap. Like before they started like realizing that people actually wanted to like record stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, and so yeah, I mean, this was like before YouTube and all that, so.
And this isn't with a balanced stat. No, this is with a balanced stat.
No, this is
right?
with balance. That would be a little difficult. But unfortunately, Tony Hawk's Underground actually has a little glitch where you can reset your balance meter, and so it kind of destroyed that game. Unfortunately,
if you want to, if you want to go for world record, you need to be about that good. So if you can do that. So yeah. Alright, so we're going to take chat questions as per usual. We got a few in here. I'll grab some this week. And if you guys just want to talk a little bit about learning the game, and then we'll have Feasel ask the questions this week. I'll find them, Feasel will ask them. How good is it?
Alright, I could do that.
Yeah.
If you want to learn the game, basically just watch one of the routes and basically practice it. There's not really too much to learn about it. Just keep getting consistent to getting your combos down, and you'll get a lot faster.
Learn which tricks, like how long each trick takes to come out, because like if you're going for scores and you're really trying to push it, like how fast you can get the scores, then like getting like squeezing in like a special trick into like a really like random place like can actually help a lot.
Right.
And so like if you just like know your tricks and how to work them into your game, it really helps.
So I mean, there's one question actually, which something we didn't really cover with a score. So in the games, when you repeat a trick, it's worth less points, right?
Right. It diminishes unless you do it the switch of the first way you did it.
So, is that ever in consideration for the scores? Like, have you ever found yourself thinking you'd get the score goal and finding you're a bit short because of that, or?
At this point, I've pretty much mapped out all the combos so that it doesn't happen.
Right.
Not really. Just because you have the point combo at the bottom, the counter. You can just, if something happens to be a little shorter than you thought it would, you can just add on to it.
Well, I mean, I can't really times 11,000 by 15 in my head like that, but...
I can.
I guess...
Why aren't you smart?
I'm not smart, dude. All the brain power in English education goes into making your accent sound nice, but you don't actually learn anything. Alright, so we do have questions. This one from... Mike Uyama a while ago. Oh, Feasel's doing it. I'm sorry, man. I almost forgot.
That's the one thing I'm doing this time.
Don't worry, Feasel. Go for it.
Okay, so this is a question from our own Mike Uyama. He says, what do Ness and George think of the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 HD remake?
Do you want to go first?
I would be extremely excited for this, except that I do not own a system that it will probably launch on. Unless it happens to come to PC, in which case I'll buy it immediately. But I don't have a PS3 or 360, so I won't be able to get it.
Okay. They said that to maybe look for it, so I don't know, on PC. So maybe eventually, but it's only launching on 360 and PS3. Really, I have not seen enough of it to say one way or the other, but it doesn't look like the physics are the same, unfortunately. So
it's a remake, not a port, right?
Exactly.
Right.
It looks like they're going to be having DLC. I think the first DLC batch they're going to add some Tony Hawk 3 levels in there, and they'll probably add the revert in around that time too. So,
in my experience, that means probably slower.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
All right.
I don't know. We'll just see. I think it's on the schedule for the marathon, but
It better be.
I have a PS3. So
Oh god,
I'll
yeah.
go.
If Tony Hawk's 3 isn't at that marathon,
I think Tony Hawk 4 is on the marathon is on the schedule right now.
well,
So
yeah,
now I have
well,
to get there.
yeah. I mean, it needs to be done. Like Tony Hawk's, I think has always been really, really fun to watch, and like watching it live. The runs where it was like who was on that couch, Nez? It was you, me, Cosmo, Trihex, and then Poo Train on a chair at AGDQ this year. There was so much fun being in that room watching them.
Oh yeah, I think that's who there was all there.
And it was like half an hour long for 3 games.
Yeah.
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 My Tony Hawk 2 run was so bad.
Yeah.
Very
Oh.
sad.
It was hilarious as well when you were talking about manuals. Do you remember what you said?
Oh.
Because I remember what you
Oh, that said they were overpowered, and that's why they took him out of the first game.
yeah. And like, listening to the room, like, comprehend what you just said was so funny.
It actually kind of is true. Like manuals seriously broke the scoring system in this series.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's go. Next question.
All right. Next question from Argus: are the gaps counted for 100%?
No.
Any 100% run will never have all the gaps. If
All Gaps run is a completely different monster.
This
Yeah.
sounds... There's a ton of gaps.
that would be its own speedrun, probably.
Sounds
Alright.
cool.
Hmm.
Although necessary if you want to unlock Skate Heaven and Tony Hawk 2. Which is a pretty cool level. I don't think 3
Right.
keeps track of gaps off the top of my head. I
There's
know
a
4
board.
does.
Isn't there a board in 3 which lists all the gaps and you can just see if
No.
you've got them or not? No,
Not in the
Three. 3 doesn't keep track of gaps.
Oh.
4 does, 2 does, Underground, and
Underground
on-
must do then.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the games that I played kept track of them.
Yeah.
Must have been Underground.
All right. Well, the next question is from Squarewave, and how does the balance glitch work?
In Tony Hawk's Underground, all you have to do is do a dark slide or double blunt slide. Okay, to do a dark slide in Tony Hawk's Underground, you hold down and right and double tap triangle when you're grinding, and then your balance is perfect again. Like it's back in the middle, and it's not like it doesn't freak out as much anymore. And there you go. You can get 2 billion points. Have fun.
Alright.
Sounds amazing.
It's really sad because it ruined scoring in that game.
That segues perfectly into another question that I'm not sure if we wrote down, but someone asked what the scoring community is like.
It depends on the game. Tony Hawk 1, it's really interesting and like all about like finding the best line, because that game you have so little to work with. There's actually a really cool video of some really cool Tony Hawk 1 stuff. I'll try to send that to you guys. But like you have to try to like find all these crazy lines and stuff. Tony Hawk 2 and on you have manuals, so it's not nearly as much about like finding the perfect line, but just finding a line that you can repeat over and over and over again.
Yeah, I imagine the more they add, the spammier it gets, so like...
Like the easier it gets to get high scores.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess by the time you get to 4, it's just riding around, doing manuals.
Running around.
Yeah. Underground running around, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is some scores, some score lines in Tony Hawk 1 that also have some pretty cool style stuff in it too.
Alright. Fusil, find another question while this plays, because we can leave this going.
All right. Another Uyama question. Yes, how difficult is it to come up with routes for this game? It looks like the possibilities are nearly infinite.
Stumped him.
Don't-
I don't know. I don't think the ones that I played are not that bad. 1 and 2, just because there's kind of a fluent line to where you need to go. 1, you can only skip 4 goals in the entire game, and it's pretty obvious which ones are bad.
Uh-huh.
But
But even
2,
once you've chosen a bunch of goals, I mean, you still have a bunch of stuff scattered around the map, and, you know, like, what order do you do it in, you know?
there's I don't think in 2 even it's that hard to. It wasn't too hard for me to figure out. And well, my first couple routes in 2 were really bad, just because I'm bad at coming up with routes in gameplay in general. But like, I used to do a whole bunch of stuff in the school, and then do less in New York and the Venice Beach. But since I didn't think of how much the score goes, like you get so much more for each.
Yeah,
next
the cash.
level.
The cash makes such a big difference in 2 that you just automatically want to go to the next level once they get unlocked.
So then my strategy for coming up with a final route was have exactly enough money at Venice Beach, and then get everything else in Philadelphia, because stuff is worth 2,000 or 3,000 for each goal. While if you did more stuff in the school, those are like 300 apiece. So it's a humongous difference, and it's a waste of time to do extra goals there.
So what about? Well, we've mentioned 3 a bunch. So like, what's 4 like for routing? Is it?
4, the way I was routing it, I would just compare it. Like 4 is kind of nice because a lot of the goals will tell you your fastest time, or if they don't, they'll tell you your high score or something after you've beaten it. So I would just grind out a whole bunch of goals in 4 and see how fast I could get them down. And then after that, I would try to work a route out in 4. Luckily, it has a function where you can save your current location and then warp back to it. And so the route in 4 will kind of abuse that. And so you can kind of grab a few goals in one area, even if they put you like if they end in a certain other area.
Yeah, 4 is really interesting, just because like to beat the game you need 90 goals, and that's what it tells you at the very beginning, out of a possible 180.
It's actually 190.
190? I thought it was 180.
But you don't unlock like the last half until the very end of until you've actually beaten the 90th.
Yeah. Or the extra level you buy, how much does that cost again?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I know in a normal run you can only afford one of them.
Right.
Like if you were going to go for just the 90 and then the Pro Challenge.
Alright.
And then Underground, there's no routing. You just select goals. Underground 2, there is routing.
You sound so bitter every time you say it.
It's so annoying. It's why I will never go back to that game. Underground 2, in story mode, there's actually pretty, like, it looks like it's kind of difficult to route. American Wasteland is a whole different beast. I've barely taken a look at it. And for the classic mode, it's kind of similar to 2 and 3. 3, well, you have to beat 8 goals in every level for classic. So.
Alright, just before this last question, I'd like to request Duckfist goes back to the skateboarding monster, and then we'll move on to this last few questions. I was wondering why there was a Skullgirls video up there, but this is George's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I try to do different different stuff on my YouTube page.
Yeah. Alright, Fiesel.
Alright, next question. Alright, what's your favorite Tony Hawk soundtrack?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with 1. I really like the soundtrack in 1.
1 or 2 or 4 for me. You know, they're all good.
I remember playing through, I don't remember if it was Underground 1 or 2 when I started noticed where you could just turn off specific songs.
Yeah.
That started in 3.
I think it's on Underground 2 that had Rapper's Delight, and I turned off every other song but that song for the entire time I played the game.
Yeah, similarly, I thought I liked the soundtrack to 3, but when I played it again recently, I realized I liked 2 songs. But I remember in one of them, I think it was 2, had a Rage Against the Machine song.
Yeah,
Yeah, 2 has
yeah.
Rage Against the Machine.
And more importantly is Underground had the Kiss affiliation. So it had a
It
live...
had a whole level dedicated to
Yes,
Kiss.
it had live Lick It Up and live Rock and Roll All Night. So when I played Underground, I turned off every song except those 2. And when I really wanted to listen to some good music, I turned off Lick It Up, so I just had Rock and Roll All Night on repeat. Absolutely fantastic.
The
Alright.
screen is being taken over.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I found that GIF. Alright, Fiesel, keep doing what it is you do best.
What I do best is I don't even know. Okay. Has anyone ever run the N-Gage version?
Send me
Troll
an
question.
N-Gage, and I'll do it.
Is it really
I think-
that bad, guys? Is it that bad?
I think the actual version is the same as the PS1 and N64 versions. I could be wrong, but off
It
the
is,
top of my
it's
head,
3D like that.
yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think there's any difference. So I'm sure it's probably just as fast if you wanted to speedrun it. But I mean,
Yeah. If you want a true, bad Tony Hawk game, someone run Tony Hawk 1 for Game Boy Color.
Oh,
It's
man.
a racing game that gives you a cutscene every time you do a trick.
Oh, no.
Oh man. The only way to
And-
make it better is if each trick was a quick time event.
Oh
And
god.
the computers are just impossible. They cheat so hard.
God, making every trick a quick time event would be almost as dumb as making every time you have to kill an enemy a quick time event.
Yeah.
Which is what God of War did.
actually in Project 8 and Proving Ground, the last ones Neversoft did, they have the Nail the Trick mode, which is almost like a quick time event.
Alright, Fiesel, keep
Okay,
going.
Next one. Question. Skate, will it ever happen?
Not by me, for sure. Those games are fun, but I would not speedrun them ever.
I've never played them, so I have no idea. I don't even know what they're like.
Well, there's
Alright.
your answer. The question was from Mark Supiel, by the way.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is our final one.
So last one. Do you guys skate in real life, and what is your favorite trick?
I do not skate. I have
I've met-
friends.
I've made attempts in the past. I have a skateboard in my car, but I rarely take it out of my car to actually skateboarding.
I know Poo Train, who runs the game, skates.
Yeah.
He does, but a lot of people played the games and then bought a skateboard to try it out. Well, I definitely did.
And then they decided they liked the game better because they were awesome in the game, and they sucked
Yeah,
in real
well, it's when you
Guitar Hero
realize that.
syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's when you realize that skateboarding in Tony Hawk's is way better than it'll ever be in real life.
Yeah.
It might be more fun to nail a trick in real life because it's difficult, but in Tony Hawk's, when you can do fucking backflips, Like,
Hey.
And land.
like
At the press
You
of
can do
3
backflips
buttons.
in real life.
I'm sure you could too, but could you do like grind from rail to rail, do a handstand, and then have enough momentum to go up a ramp and do a backflip? Probably
Hey.
not.
I just do my backflips without skateboards.
On the ground, you know you're gonna have to teach me how to do that when I'm at the marathon, because I've always wanted to know how to do a backflip. We can drill it
Yeah.
out in the snow.
You only get
Alright.
one try, Flicky. If you mess bad enough, you don't get to try ever again.
I could probably, if you had something to boost yourself off of to start with, I
Dude,
could probably
all I
get
have
you
to
around.
boost myself off of is my powerful quads.
No, like something to stand off of, so you're not trying to do off of flat ground.
I
I
don't-
could probably teach you to do it.
It's so good. We'll do it. We'll get it done. It's one of my
Alright.
goals. Because I don't have a game to practice for anymore, I can practice all these stupid things and plan all this bullshit instead.
Wait, but Flicky, you have to practice my games so that you can do commentary for them.
Okay, sure. I'll practice Mohawk.
We were, I forgot who suggested it, but someone suggested that there be a donation incentive to remove Mohawk from the schedule, and then make it a bidding war from there.
That would be good. But it's because it's you, PJ. It would work if it was someone that wasn't you. Maybe if, like, we get Poxnor to put $1,000 donation down to not have Mohawk played. Or, you know, get all his instead of naming someone, put all his money on not having you play.
I'm removing Mohawk.
Yeah, removing Mohawk, and then people would go against it.
I should just learn another game that's totally garbage but about the same length and say, alright, listen, if you cut Mohawk, it's PJ's pick for half an hour.
PJ's pick sounds good. Alright, that's all the questions and everything, so we're going to wrap up the show.
Lame.
And what was that, lame or cool?
No one is ever gonna beat me and Cool Kids run for the Sunday sequence break.
It was hard, we were going, but we had lots of good questions, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the questions took a while.
Well, who would thought that having Nez and Cool Kid on the show would mean a good time? Like, I'm pretty sure everybody thought it would be pretty fast.
Yeah, just wait until we have EXO on the show.
Dang.
The EXO and Cool Kid episode's not even going to start. It's going to be the 11-minute countdown, and then we're going to be done.
Dang.
Yeah. Because EXO will have to leave to do something that he can't tell us.
I have to go. I've got... Sorry, you got what? Alright. Well, have fun. Alright, so... that's everything. Thanks for watching it, guys. We got pretty high viewer counts somewhere in there, so the Cosmo effect is sort of rippling. We'll be back down to 50 viewers next week. Oh
Phone
my
call.
god.
I got it.
Hello? Who is this?
Oh, is that?
You can't steal my
Alright, it's good. Okay. Obviously, thanks to... Whose phone was that, by the way? Was it George's?
That was mine.
Oh, it was yours. Okay, that's good. Do some shout-outs then, Nez, first. We got any
Well-
shout-outs? I don't know if you would, really.
Shout out to all of my buddies in Number SMW. And that's about it.
Alright, no shout-outs to Dash Galaxy.
Oh, Dash Galaxy doesn't need any shout outs. He has enough accomplishment on my own.
Alright, George.
Shout outs to, I hear Deer Force is pretty cool, so I'll shout them out. And then, I guess Twig. So that's it.
Alright, good, short and sweet. Obviously, thanks for coming on the show, you guys. I love the Tony Hawk's run, so I abuse my power. And speaking of abusing our power, wait, no, Portal's next week. Damn it, that's not abusing our power at all.
What
That
was
was
that? Where was that
pretty poor
segue
segue.
going?
I thought it was Zelda. I thought it was Legend of Zelda. Oh,
But that's
shit.
not our power we're abusing. We're abusing Darkwing's power.
I thought Feasel liked the game, so he wanted it.
Everybody likes that game.
Sure.
Oh.
Why? Yeah. Why does it have to be my decision? Doesn't
Yeah.
everyone love that?
Yeah, Flicky.
It's like the public spoke, and that's what they wanted.
Is it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, alright, sorry.
Yeah.
So the public abused their power and got the episode?
Power for the
Work with
people.
that. Alright, so next week is Portal. PC version, of course, right? And that is with Zimbabwe, of course, and is it In Existence, his full name?
Yes.
I think so.
Inex, who may or may not be from Europe. He's from Europe, I think. Is he?
I think he's English.
That was a rumor that I
He
made
just
up.
follows the English time zone.
That was a rumor I made up, so it could well be true. So that'll be Portal 2, and hey, is that a PC game? Our first one?
Our first PC game. Whoa.
I know.
Wow.
Whoa, holy shit, I just realised
We're gonna have to commemorate that somehow.
we've got a non-Nintendo game followed by a PC game. That's
What's happening
two
to the world?
games.
I played this on Nintendo.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to.
Oh, I did. I wanted shortened music clips. Thank you very much.
30 seconds.
8-second MIDI files.
That's how it
And no-
works.
No video.
That's how it works, you know, when you've got the longer version of the song, the whole 2-minute version of the song, you're not as focused to try and finish before the song is over. In the N64 version, you've got to finish before that 30-second loop ends. It's encouragement to get it done.
Aftermath and I were listening to the soundtrack for CVHD the other day, and both of us, like 2 minutes in, were like, "Whoa, what is this part of this part?"
Oh my god. In Bayonetta, I hear the first, 15 seconds of the fight music every time there's a fight. No more. That is true, that must be horrible. I'm sure there are good parts in Mega Man songs that Duckfist never hears because the level finishes in 2 minutes. It's all good, and I'm sure there are good parts of Feasibles game.
Yeah, I was thinking Highlight is like
Yeah,
that. I
Highlight.
want to know what the last part of the song sounds like, but I just never get there.
Someone needs to make a Highlight and Castle Quest soundtrack medley.
Well, we're gonna do Piano Glide at the next marathon. So.
That would be like drilling scales. That would. Piano glide would be fantastic. You could get 10 people to play a note each.
It could be like a bell chorus, a bell choir. Oh yeah, we could do that. Wow.
Wow,
That's it. We're
that
done.
idea cannot be beaten.
We're set.
I think the show was just killed. That's it.
So we had a joke, didn't we? Oh yeah, we didn't manage to put the universe's frame perfect trick in the show anywhere, PJ. But we've got next week.
Oh, true. Yeah,
We'll next
try.
week for that. We'll try it. So anyway, of course, thanks to Nez for being on the show. Thanks to George for being on the show. Also, go follow them on Twitch. You can say thanks if you wanted. I don't know if you will.
Yeah. I might be streaming later tonight, but I don't know. Up to you to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, and George, obviously follow that. You can see both their pages are linked in the chat below. Follow them, watch them, because this is sort of one of the reasons why we did the show in the first place, to get speedrunners more followers and viewers. So go check them out. If you like Rain Man, I guess, go watch theirs. If you like Tony Hawk's games and a bunch of other stuff, go watch George. And if you see George anywhere, say, hey, run Tony Hawk something or another, because he needs to get these runs done.
I guess.
Again, the whole reason this show happened was so that George would be encouraged to do speedruns.
I would be guilty.
Yeah. That's what. That's all. That's how we're there for. That's what we're there for. I just want to check this isn't Duckfist saying anything. Nope. Yep. So next week, Portal with Zimbabwe in existence. The week after that will be Zelda 1 with Darkwing Duck and Breakdown. It is Breakdown, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And did we have anything after that? We did, right?
Well, we're looking at
nothing confirmed yet.
nothing confirmed. Some ideas in the pipeline.
Got ideas in the pipeline.
Yeah,
Um,
the feelers were sent out.
Yeah.
They all made it to Fiesel. Currently feeling.
Yeah, so we're feeling our way around the speedrun community. So, yeah, okay, of course, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.